looks like it's time. Let's go. Alrighty. Got a few different things I need to make today. So we're gonna be making some different little items to put. Hey Jen, we're gonna make some little items. I'm sounding echoey. The exact same setup as always. You have it on twice or something? Oh, 2 tabs open. Also, welcome Liz Croft. We have the same name. Started dabbling with polymer clay, and God, it isn't easy. I feel like I'm not great at it yet, but I'm getting better. Which is always kind of nerve-wracking since I'm making stuff to sell. It's like, I feel like these could be better. But we're gonna make some little tiny items today. I have a few of these already made. I'm trying to make some little, here, I think this will be easier to show. Just by picking up, this is the bigger of the ones. But I'm making some little red hands to put into some dice. The first daughter of every generation in your family is named Elizabeth. I like the name Elizabeth. Like, I mean, it's worked out well for me, but also I feel like it has a lot of nickname potential, which is nice. It's like, you could be Beth, you could be Liz, you could be Eliza, Lizzie, just so many options. I like having options, I guess. But yes, I need to make it like 7 of them, because they're going to be going into dice. And then I have a couple other, I have so many things I need to make for commissions. I have the red hands. I'm going to try making some little like blackberries. We're going to try that, if we get to everything. It depends on how long this goes, because polymer clay just takes a long time. Blizzard breath. Hey, I've definitely been called that before. Oh, yep, and I've been called Lizzie McGuire before too. I went by Lizzie when I was really little, and I don't anymore, for probably that reason. Is this in the way? I feel like it makes it a little bit difficult to see. Okay, move things back. But yes, red hands, blackberries. We're gonna try doing a little popsicle. We'll see how that goes. I might need to grab some other colors for that, for the little stick, or I might just use like a toothpick or something. I think my favorite nickname was Lily Livered Lizard Lips. That one was a friend's older brother, and it just always amused me. And then the last thing we're going to make is some little purple octopi. Octopuses? Octopus? We're gonna make some purple octopuses. Octopi. Whatever they're called. So yeah, these are all for different commission sets that people have requested. I'm gonna start with the hands though, because I've already got that going a little bit. You can kind of see here. I can show you how things start and how things end up, I guess, because you can kind of see. Like there's one that I'm just starting. I've kind of just started putting things together, and then this one actually has like some knuckles and stuff. I feel like it'll be fine once they're in the dice. I'm gonna paint them probably a little bit too once I cure them. But oh man, it's hard working at this scale. I have some tools to help me. Okay, so yeah, we're just gonna work on the hands first, and hang out and chat for a bit. I don't know if we'll get to everything today. We may not. And I've been kind of just using my hand as a reference to a certain extent. Gotta have references for everything. Do you do any art? Well, you said you were trying out polymer clay, Liz Croft. Do you do a lot of arts and crafts type stuff? Let's grab a smaller one of these. I'm trying to add, there's like these lines in the hand. These obviously aren't going to end up perfect or anything. There's someone I follow on Instagram, and they make like exclusively little tiny snails out of polymer clay, and they're so cute. And I'm just like, oh wow, how do you work at such a small scale? Because like all of their like little mouths and stuff are just like perfect. They have little smiley faces and stuff. I'm just like, that's amazing. I think they must have some sort of like polymer clay glue type thing that they use to attach some of the little tiny things. I think that's a thing. It's like, huh, that'd be useful for some things. So let's get that. Let's see, you just got a Cricut, but you do resin clay stuff. You're gonna start baking streams too. Oh, and you like pastels. Pastels are fun. It's been a long time since I've used them though. Sounds like we do some of the same stuff. I mean, resin's my main thing. Like, that's what I'm usually streaming, but we'll be probably back to that on Saturday, I think. Oh, Jen. I did get your stuff in today. I got the pigments in for your dice. And I think the yellow is maybe my favorite here. It's the brightest. Ah! So we've got, the green doesn't look as green as I would have thought. Like, I don't know. It's not as bright as I was thinking. I wonder if it's going to look brighter though once I mix it with resin. It's just, I don't know. It's very kind of light. The green looks almost pastel, especially compared to everything else. But I also got this for myself, which this is for science purposes. Yeah, we're gonna mess around with these, I think, on Saturday in some resin, because I have a few different ideas of how. Oh, the green is for science purposes. We're gonna mess with these. Oh, you want some lint in there? We can do that. But yeah, we're gonna mess around with those and see how we can kind of get the powders to hopefully look like a Petri dye. But I have a few different ideas, and so I'm gonna try, I think, a few different ways to do it. Let's see if I can get it so that I can like charge up the this glow-in-the-dark powder though. It was funny earlier because I pulled this out and I was just like, this is like the most glow-in-the-dark glow powder to my brother. And so he grabbed a flashlight and he's like, well, let's go find somewhere dark. And I'm like, just because we were standing in the middle of like the dining room, and I'm like, just turn off your flashlight, Edmund. And he's like, okay. So we just turned off his flashlight, and we could see it glowing in the middle of the dining room. Let me turn off the light, though. Yeah, it'll be easier to see. Yeah, there you go. You can see how glowy this is. We went and we finally like charged it up with a flashlight and took it into one of the hall closets, and it's bright enough that it was casting shadows in the closet. Like, we could see by the light of it. It's like, oh dear. That's really bright. Oops. Not bright enough for me to not run into a box, though, apparently. So, I'm excited to mess around with that. We can definitely try that out with your dice, too. Mix some of that in with the colors, maybe. Alright, let me plug my... The room is a mess. Don't ask about the room that I'm in. It's a mess. Ugh. Okay, plug my phone back in. But yeah, we'll see how that works out. And then we also have, of course, the glow-in-the-dark butterflies over here, which I've already used one of those. I put one in Beta's dice. I literally finished sanding things like I finished sanding things after I had started streaming, which sounds weird probably to you, but I mean, while the "we will be starting in just a moment" page was up, I was still sanding things. I was cutting things a little close, but I wanted to get some stuff done. I've been kind of, I don't know, putting things off today, I guess. I mean, obviously, I got distracted earlier today because I was just like, I want to like rearrange some YouTube things because I've been thinking of making like arts and crafts videos or Minecraft videos or something like that over on YouTube, and I haven't yet. But I was kind of debating whether I wanted it on like the same channel that I've been putting like the VODs on, which I need to update that too because they're all like private at the moment. I need to actually give things names and stuff that might actually be useful. I have to like go back and remember what all the videos are about though. That's what's holding me back at the moment. I have to be like, okay, what did I actually do in this video? What should I put in the description of this? I don't remember what I did in this stream. It says art commissions. I don't remember which commissions I'm working on. Alright. So, I should do more of those. I have a few over on YouTube. I think I missed a couple of streams. The streams will stay, will save on Twitch for, I think, 2 weeks. I think it's 2 weeks. And so if I want to save them, I have to export them before then. I think I might have missed a couple. Because I have to remember to actually export them. And, like, I'm doing it to a channel that's not the one I normally, like, browse YouTube on. So I have to, like, I usually, like, switch over to the channel that I've been saving them to so I can make sure everything's exported correctly, and I'm just like, I'll do that later. Usually I'm pretty good about getting things exported, but I think I missed a couple. Yeah, it's okay though. Yeah, it's okay. Alright, I'm just trying to smooth things out a little bit here. I just want to make sure everything's kind of in the right spot. And then I'll start adding some of the, like, creases of the joints and everything. To be fair, I don't know if I'm going a little too realistic with this, if they wanted something a little bit more simple or what, but that's okay. If they do, it's easier for me to go back and just make some simple ones. You can see how there's not much on the back there. It still looks like a hand, I think, but not much on the back there. Starting to add some stuff on the front. Starting to add some lines and things on the front, but you can see it's not very smooth. There's some dots there and stuff that shouldn't be there. That's why I'm using these tools to just kind of, you know, work everything out. Make everything homogeneous. Make it look like everything's actually attached and not like stuck together. Because everything is very much stuck together. It's really useful to have like a really thin thing for like just cutting. It's very, very useful. Yeah, I have some useful tools here, I guess. I think I got these ones in a set. Whoops. My hands work. I think I got like these ones in like a set of some sort. I think I found them on like Amazon or something. I don't use these big ones as much, but I use these little tiny ones for sure. They have little different sized. I think these are just like dotting tools. Technically, they don't want to focus because they don't have anything behind them, but they just have slightly different sizes of spheres on the end. This one. All right. Like I said, I'm just using my hand as reference. This one's going to go on the D12. Like I said, I'm doing these different sizes because they're going to be going in different dice. So here, let me see if I have a spare D12 here. And I want to make sure that this is going to fit in the D12. it's gonna be kind of close, I think. So something I can do is bend the fingers a little bit, because then it won't be quite as long. You know, it'll have more depth to it. But that's probably a good thing, honestly. If I want this to look like a hand from all angles, you know, kind of have a little bit of depth. And then it won't be quite as long. I think it'll fit better. Here's my box of miscellaneous dice. I organized them by color. Look how pretty it looks. It's organized. I organized it by color. Yeah, all the miscellaneous dice. I really need to. This is unrelated to polymer clay. I've been having so much trouble getting a good bead die. My problem is that they float. I had someone suggest putting I've seen a couple of suggestions. One of them was to fill the bee with resin before putting it into the mold, and that's difficult to do. And then one of the other suggestions was to pour it halfway and put the bee in, and then pour the other half. My problem was that the bee worked its way to like the side then, like you can see it kind of worked its way to the side because of like the meniscus, so like the resin kind of stuck to the sides a little bit and was a little bit taller there, and so when the bee floated, it floated all the way to the top, which was off to the side. And so it just ended up not centered still. And then let's see, I tried doing like a little framework for it out of UV resin, which kind of worked, but you can see the UV resin. Let's see if I can make it so you can see. I also ended up with some air bubbles here, which wasn't great. What's in them? There is bees. There's bees in them. Let's see if I can get it so you can see. It's a bumblebee. Well, not a bumblebee, but it's a bee. Honeybee? And the problem is that they're like a little bit, they're lighter than the resin, so they like to float. And it's probably due to there being some air in there. This is probably the best so far. No, that's what I was. Oh well, no, I'd need to add the bee with the first layer, because otherwise it would just float on the second layer. No, I did that. That's where was that one? That one. This one. I did that. That's what I was saying. The problem is that it didn't want to float in the middle of the die. You can see the line there where I did the first and the second layer. And the problem is that it floated off to the side. And I think it's because the resin goes up the sides just a little bit. And so it wanted to go all the way to the top, so it floated up to the side there. Yeah. But see, yeah, it ended up on the side. Yeah. Oh, I see what you're doing. That makes sense. That might work, actually. That might be the way to do it. I wonder if I could. I might just use. That's an excellent idea, actually. I might just use like Elmer's glue. That sounds probably bad, but I use that sometimes for attaching. Do I have an example here? Let me see if I have an example here to show you what I mean. I think I have one over here. Yeah, here's an example. But so I have like these little metal pins that I attach, They have one little flat end. And I just glue them down with a little bit of Elmer's glue, wait for it to dry, and then I pour a little bit of resin on top to seal it in. And the Elmer's glue dries clear. And I think that if I use just a little bit, that's a great idea. Yep, I think that's, ow, 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 my knee. Yes. Thank you for that idea. That's a good idea. I don't know why I hadn't thought of that. Cool. All right, I actually have a plan now. I've been kind of waffling around like, what am I gonna do? I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but that is a good idea. All right, let's get some of the creases in here. We're gonna bend the fingers a little bit, so I want to kind of know where all of the little joints are. See, this is why streaming's great. I can get, you know, real-time troubleshooting help. Perfect. Come on. Oh. So what sort of stuff are you thinking of making with polymer clay? I know you said that you've been, you tried it out recently. I ended up with a bunch of polymer clay because my grandma used to work with it. There's that. I remember going over to her house as a kid a couple of times and messing around with polymer clay. It was always fun. Let me try and get the thumb into kind of the right spot. I think this one I kind of want the fingers to be spread out a little bit. Like on pretty much all the other ones, the fingers are more like together, and I kind of want all of these to be, you know, a little bit different. So let's try and make sure everything's attached. But let's try and make everything, you know, just a little bit different from each other. I feel like it's more interesting that way. You know, that way, you know, I'm saying you know a lot. I don't want it to be like if you've seen one, you've seen it all with these dice. You know, I want all of the dice to match. I want them all to be a little bit different. It makes it more interesting. I think I want to push this thumb forward just a little bit. Alright. And probably also bend it just a little bit. The thumb's kind of interesting to do because it's not on like the same plane. So, you know, you have these fingers which are all kind of a flat plane here, and then you have the thumb that comes up a little bit. So if you look at from like the side, all of these fingers are the same, and then you have the thumb which sticks out just a little bit. So you kind of got to add a little bit of meat there. And it's kind of the same on the back of the hand too, because if you look at the back of, how am I supposed to show this? But if you look at the back, like all these fingers are on the same plane, but this is still forward a little bit. So you need that on both sides. You need the thumb to be kind of forward a little bit. And like obviously I can go back, but it still sticks out just a little bit into the meat of the hand. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm also trying to get the thumb at the right angle, because these ones all curl this way, but this one curls this way. You know, it curls to the side instead of the front, we'll say. And so I'm trying to get all of the like creases in the right spot too. So I totally for the folks that were here on Saturday, I totally worked on the crow painting more, not streaming. Or I don't know if I don't know if I'd call it the crow painting, but the crow, I don't know, multimedia art piece. I could show that if people are curious. I totally worked on that more though. It's slowly coming along. I had just like the urge at, I don't know, 9 p.m. one night or something to just go glue a whole bunch of things to it. And so I did. I'm like, I want to work on that. Let's go work on that. Alright, we're going to kind of angle things a little bit. Like I said, I want all the fingers to be kind of separated a little bit, but I also want them to be kind of curling forward a little bit. Oops, I don't want my pinky falling off though. That's the problem. I want everything to be attached. Alright, let's start adding some like knuckles and stuff to the back of the hand. The front of the hand isn't great, but it looks like a hand. The back of the hand though could use like some knuckles. You know, these kind of stick out a bit. You know, there's like a bone there that sticks out. The veiny back of my hands. It's kind of cool. You can see like the bones and stuff in there. Look at that. Maybe those are the tendons. Are those the bones or the tendons? Sorry, now I'm just looking at my hand. It looks kind of cool. All right. Ow, I made my pinky hurt. Yeah, here. This is why my streams take so long, as I get distracted by other things. Let me add knuckles, and then I'll show what I've done to the crow painting. I did post a picture at one point to my Discord. So some of you have seen a more recent photo. Let's see. I'm just taking a little tiny dot, by the way, of more polymer clay. Actually, I need a little bit more than that. Little tiny dot, like little tiny dot, and I'm trying to stick that kind of where like these knuckles are, and then I will smooth it out. But just adding that little bit of extra polymer clay, I was gonna say resin for a moment there, a little bit of extra polymer clay will help just add a little bit. Oh dear. I need to like glue this thing back in. This part came off. I didn't say that I got good ones from Amazon. Just useful ones. It's a little loose, which makes it difficult to control, which is an issue. I totally just knocked it off. That's not what I wanted to do. Just want to add a little tiny bit to all of the fingers. Sorry, I'm concentrating. I got quiet. I'm like, I must get this dot in the right spot. I'll show you what I'm doing in just a second here. Give you a close-up. It's not gonna look like much right now. Oops. Especially if I knock one of them off. So, let's see if I can show you those. See the little dots there? It doesn't look like much right now. I'm just adding a little bit of clay to kind of build it up there. Just, you know, I want it to be raised, and then we're going to smooth it out. Probably with one of these slightly larger dotting tool. Does a good job of smoothing things out, I feel like. I'm just gonna kind of work around those dots a little bit, kind of blend them in. We're going to end up doing that for all of these knuckles as well. I actually don't necessarily need as much here. And the reason that I don't need as much here as you know, maybe you would think, is that I'm going to add these lines too. So these, I don't know if they're bones or tendons or what, but these lines, we're going to add those in as well with a little bit of extra clay. And that'll kind of build up that area as well. So I've got, we can do that now. I'm making a really, really thin little piece of clay. We're just going to kind of attach this. The middle finger one kind of goes straight down, and then the others kind of go towards it a little bit, so that they're all kind of going towards the middle here. You can see this one kind of goes straight to the wrist, and then these two kind of go in. And that's what we're kind of trying to emulate. And the pinky one isn't necessarily, at least on me, isn't as defined. It's a little bit more off to the kind of the side here. I've noticed, you can kind of see it on camera, I guess, but it kind of isn't, you know, super big. So we're just going to add a little tiny bit there, and we're going to smooth that out into the rest. It isn't going to be very noticeable at all. I'm going to smooth all that out as well. I'm going to kind of try and keep it, you know, somewhat elevated, keep it, you know, straight and everything. I want that part to be straight. And I'm just going to kind of do that by running my tool along those edges. I mean, you know, I'm going to kind of tamp it down a little bit. It's a little wobbly, and I'm going to use this tool to just kind of run along the sides of it, on both sides, just to straighten it out a little bit. Just to straighten it out a little bit. Might be fun to go back and do some bigger things with polymer clay at some point. I'm thinking. I don't know what yet, but it might be fun. I've been doing a lot of little tiny things for like commissions. Little tiny things like this. This is the reason though that, so I have like 3 different sort of like complexities listed for commissions. I have standard, I have simple, I have standard, and I have complex. And complex is, you know, when it requires me to like hand paint or make items for the most part. And the reason is because it takes so long. It takes so long to make things. I feel like you don't necessarily think about it taking as long as it does. Or maybe that's just me. I'm a bad judge of time, so. I just want to make sure everything's lined up too. Let me just a second, I'll show you where we're at. It's not necessarily the smoothest yet, but you can kind of see our lines there on the back of the hand. Still kind of smoothing things out a little bit. What's that white fleck there? Get off. Alright. I don't necessarily want them, you know, that defined. You know, when your hand's at rest, it's not like super sticking out or anything. So I'm just going to smooth it out a little bit. I just kind of want it to be not like a super noticeable thing, but it is there. It's how the hand is built. I guess I'm kind of thinking of this as how is the hand, what's the construction of the hand to a certain extent, you know. What are the different elements? That's how I build these, is I kind of like, I'll make like kind of a rounded square for the palm, and then I'll make a whole bunch of like different lengths of sticks and attach it to that. I'll show you when we get to the next hand, because I need to make, let's see, there's that one. I need to make 2 more after this. Maybe we'll move on to something else, but I do need to make 2 more after this. I need to make enough, 1 for every die. That thumb looks, oh, I see what it is. The thumb looks very cartoony. And the reason is that if you look at like my thumb, it's wider here, but with like this here, and then it kind of narrows out, and this thing is the same sort of thickness the whole time. So we're going to just kind of try and make it a little bit narrower once we get past that sort of meaty part of the hand. It's going to look funky for a minute. Well, I kind of squish some of the clay around. All right. Here's kind of a question for folks. Is it good that I talk non-stop on stream? Like, do you usually put this on in like the background, so it's just kind of like background noise? I know I watch a lot of things just kind of in the background, and so usually I will try to watch things that have a lot of well, thanks, Jen. I'm thinking more from like a practical standpoint to a certain extent, like, because like I watch things in the background a lot, and so usually that sort of stuff is easier if there's audio for me to know what's going on, so that I don't have to like actively watch it. I can just have it on and still kind of keep up with what's going on while I'm working on something else. I'm wondering if that's what people do on my streams. I guess that's kind of why people, you know, lurk and stuff on streams, probably. You know, you still stand by your point. I appreciate that, I think. Like, I've talked about this before. I'm always kind of curious, like, how people are interacting with my streams. I obviously don't have, like, a ton of people watching my streams usually. But I'm wondering if people, like, watch it in the background, or, like, why do people watch it? Do you do it to hang out? Do you do it as, like, background noise while you're working on something else? You know, I don't know. I'm just kind of curious about what people are here for. Is it for the arts and crafts? Is it for my stream of consciousness running commentary of every little thing I do? When you're on your way home, you simply plug in the stream in your aux cord. See, I guess that's sorry. I'm gonna eat chips. I noticed I had some here, and they're yummy. This makes for great audio. See, that's kind of what I was wondering, though. ASMR chip crunch. Is if, like, people mostly interact with this as audio, or if they interact with it as a visual. It's good background noise while you draw. See, that's kind of what I'm saying. Just kind of have it on in the background. And see if, you know, that's the case, it makes sense for me to talk a whole bunch. Or I guess it could make sense for me to, you know, have music or something too. But it's me. I'm going to talk a lot. I don't know. I kind of yeah. I've been thinking about like YouTube videos lately, because I mostly watch YouTube videos. I don't watch as many streams because I watch streams to interact with them. I watch some streams just to like have as background stuff. Sometimes it's nice to have a stream because it's like long form. I don't have to try and like find a whole bunch of different YouTube videos to watch that are, you know, 10 minutes long each. I can just put on like a 2-hour long stream and listen to someone, you know, talk about whatever they're working on. But for the most part, I watch YouTube videos compared to streams, because streams I feel like usually I'll watch them to interact. But I guess I've wondered whether people treat streams and YouTube videos the same way to a certain extent. I think people probably, you know, interact with media in different ways, different kinds of media. I guess this is media. Technically, this is media. I was having a little bit of a laugh to myself earlier today. Because I was just like, I'm not a professional Twitch streamer. And then I was just like, no, actually, technically, I am a professional Twitch streamer. Because the definition of a professional is someone who makes money doing it. And so I've made, you know, 33 cents, I think, this month of ad revenue. I'm like, technically, I'm a professional streamer. I'm not, but technically I am. And just kind of, I thought it was kind of funny. Just like, I don't know, I don't consider myself a content creator or whatever. I just thought it was kind of funny. Just like, oh, I guess using the technical definition. I guess, yeah. But I don't know. I guess streams aren't necessarily, you know, people do all sorts of different things with streams and stuff. I don't think of streams as being as, well, they're not as polished as YouTube videos, and that's because there's no editing. You know, there's no editing with streams. What you see is what's happening. But I don't know. Maybe that's part of the reason I watch YouTube videos too. And again, I've said this before, I watch YouTube videos for entertainment. I watch streams for socializing. Usually. Like I said, there's some streams I'll just put on the background. So some streams it's about entertainment to a certain extent, but I'm just trying to elongate these fingers a little bit. Get them a slightly different shape. I want this thumb to be forward. And also a little bit thinner. It doesn't want to thin out. I might have to cut the thumb down too. We'll see if it ends up too long with me trying to thin it out. That's always a possibility. It might be a little bit long. Let me shape it a little bit. We might be okay. Once I move it to the correct spot, sort of, I think we might be okay. Yeah, actually, it's probably the correct spot, but or the correct size. Let me move it forward a little bit. Oh, there we go. I totally just put my thumbnail into this and made it so it's not smooth anymore, but at least we're getting things into the right spot. I want my thumb to kind of come out and then curve inwards. That looks like too much of a curve, though, I think. maybe the thumb is just too far down. I think I need to add a little bit more of this part right here. I think the thumb has been kind of cut down a little bit too far. I need to kind of add this little bit of webbing in the thumb. I think that's kind of what's causing my issue here. I think that's what's making it look a little funky. So we're just going to add, maybe not that much. We're going to add some more of this this clay into the I don't know, what would you call this? The crook of the thumb, maybe? Is that the, I don't know. What do you call that part? What do you call that part of the thumb? Or the hand, I suppose. I don't know if that's part of the thumb. Alright. Maybe a little bit more. Maybe just a little tiny bit more. I think maybe I was right though. I think it does need a little bit more to connect it to the hand over here. I think that might be partly what's causing my kind of visual issue. And then we can add like the rest of the knuckles and stuff. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. I need to smooth it out a little bit. But it's nice to have that a little bit more connected. This is also just kind of strange. This thumb is just strangely shaped. I need a little bit more. I need this knuckle here, I think, is part of my issue too. It needs to have a little bit more thickness. I narrowed it down in slightly the wrong spot. I did it a little bit too low, so now it's missing this knuckle right here. We're gonna add that back in. I think that'll help. And then also I need to make sure that it's bending at the joints and not just a big curve. That's the other thing I think that's causing kind of a weird kind of look to it. I kind of just had it like a half circle almost, instead of actually having any sorts of joints. If I go back to a cartoony look, that's fine, but with the more realistic look that I'm going for, that doesn't make any sense. Ah, there we go. This is looking a little better. I'll show you what I'm working with. The thumb is just a little bit more attached now. Flip it upside down. Or flip it right side up for you. So I'm still working on it here. Let's add some knuckles. Brass knuckles. No. Brass goggles, 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 goggles. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get through everything tonight. So let's maybe do this hand, and then let's maybe move on to trying to make a blackberry, I think. I think that one shouldn't be too bad. It's gonna be a series of like little spheres that I'm gonna attach together. I might have to look up a reference photo of a blackberry, but I think I have some good colors for it. I was gonna try and like find like a good fake blackberry, but also I don't know like sizing and stuff. You know, I need something that's gonna fit into a die. Alright, I'm just making kind of a little tiny rope of this just so that it's easy for me to grab a small amount at a time, because we just want the barest amount to add to where all the knuckles are gonna go. Let's see, let's start with the pinky. I just want to kind of Add a little bit of extra. I'm not even smoothing it out or anything yet. I'm just going to add all these little dots, and then I will go back and smooth them all out and make everything look good. Yeah, there's certain things I guess that it's useful to notice. And this is why references are so important. Like, I noticed that, like, okay, one, the pinky is, like, lower than the other fingers. These fingers are all kind of right here, and then the pinky's down here. Like, you have kind of here versus here. And so I noticed that, like, this first knuckle of or the first crease of this pinky almost kind of lines up with that line. So you have this knuckle. It's a little bit higher, maybe. But it almost lines up with like that first. Actually, it doesn't even look like it's lower there, but it almost lines up with that sort of higher crease. So that's kind of where I'm trying to place things. You know, it's a little bit above that, like I said, but I'm trying to look at where things are in relation to each other. Like, I probably have the fingers maybe slightly the wrong length, but I kind of noticed that, like, my middle finger's maybe just a little bit shorter than my palm, maybe. You know, have it kind of lined up there. So I've been kind of trying to do things proportionally. That's really what I'm the worst at, though, is proportions. Proportions and perspective. They're both difficult. I'm sure that with practice I could get better at it, but even, well, I have like, just getting things even and everything. I'm not really a details person. It sounds weird, I guess, while I'm working on this, but I'm not a details person. And I'm thinking of this painting right here, where if you look at like the neck of the, I don't know what it is, a craft vase, you can tell that like one side's more curved than the other. Like, this side right here is, no. I'm sorry, it's not mirrored, so it's confusing for me. This side right here is more curved than the other side. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, it's not necessarily something that you would have super noticed if I didn't point it out. But at the same time, it's just like, yeah, I don't have the angles quite right there. It wasn't the most important to me while I was painting. Ah, well. Oh, well. Alright, back to hands. This one goes... I think I hear a cat upstairs. I think maybe, my guess is that it was a cat jumping off of my bed. Because I think my room's right above here. My bedroom is. I'll go back to the irony of my shop bring Kibby. Yeah, that's a bit of a, that'd be a bit of a long break for me to go find the cat that just jumped off my bed upstairs. We'll see if one comes and visits. Wow, I can talk. We'll see if one comes and visits at some point. Sometimes they'll come down here and scream. Just because they're mad that I'm in here and they're not. It's very sweet. They're very sweet kitties. Earlier today, I have like a little, I don't know what you'd call it. It's like a little shelf, not shelf. It's a set of drawers, a little set of drawers that has polymer clay in it. Because, like I said, I inherited a bunch of polymer clay from my grandma. She's not dead or anything, by the way. Like, my grandma's alive and well. She just doesn't do polymer clay anymore. She actually got a Cricut recently and has been doing that. But, just a second. Uh-oh. Oh no, I think I hear Mercury maybe. Mercury is not my cat, and that's probably not his name. I think that's the cat I hear. But he is a very, very friendly neighborhood cat. I don't think he has a home. He's very, very sweet. And he really wants to come into my house. But I already have 4 cats. It's like, no, I'm not going to let you in. I already have 4. It's like, and I never know quite what to do about him because he's such a good boy. Like, he'd make a very good house cat for someone, but I have too many already. Or perhaps just the right amount. I won't say too many. I have 1 more than I told myself I was allowed to have. Because my rule was that I'm allowed to have 2, and then every other person that lives here can have 1 on top of that. And so I had Fitz and Koshek and Luna, and then a friend messaged me. It was like, hey, can you watch this kitten for a bit? The person that was supposed to come pick her up didn't show, and I'm like, yeah, okay, that's fine. Go ahead and drop the kitten off at my house. And so that's how I got Not. I've really only picked 1 of the cats that I have, actually. I only picked Fitz. To be fair, Koshek was my choice to get. Like, Koshek, it was me going, oh, I want another cat. But Eben actually picked out Koshi. She was just a little black fluff ball when we got her. She was so small. She was probably way too small, but she was so small. I have a picture of her sitting on my keyboard in my office. And she was so small that she didn't press down any of the keys. She's just laying on the keyboard. The problem is that she's a very big cat now, and she still tries to lay on my keyboard, and it just does not work out well. I mean, it works out fine for her, but it doesn't work out well for me. It's very annoying. It's kind of funny. Koshi is not a snuggly cat at all. She's an affectionate cat. She really loves, like, a good hearty pet. Like, she'll hop up on the dining room table as we walk by and demand pets, but she's not really a snuggly cat. One of the few places that she's kind of snuggly is in my office. She will come and lay in front of my keyboard and want to just, like, she doesn't want to like sit on my lap or anything, but she wants to just come, like, lean against me while I'm on my computer. It's like, aw, this is the closest I'll get to Koshi snuggles. That's not necessarily true. She also will sometimes go and sleep under the covers. She doesn't want to, like, snuggle with you, but she'll sleep under the covers. Like, down by my feet and stuff. I've got a bunch of burrower cats that want to go hang out underneath blankets. I'm just trying to smooth out all these little dots that I put on here. Man, I think I'm probably going to bake these, and then I will paint them a little bit, and that'll help kind of, not necessarily smooth things out, but I'll be able to kind of darken and highlight the areas that I want to darken and highlight. Let's kind of try to add a little bit of meat on the inside of the thumb. I kind of made it a little bit too thin here as well. I need to add a little bit of just kind of meat to the thumb again. This is what I get. I went too far. I went too far in trying to thin it out. Now it doesn't have any of this right here. I'll show you in just a moment what I've done. Okay. Oops, this one's not smoothed out yet. it doesn't necessarily look the cleanest yet, but if you look at the fingers, they have all those dots. They're in kind of the right spots for joints. And that's kind of what we're going for. We're gonna give them some of the like wrinkles of the hand a little bit there, which will help kind of pull everything together. Also give them some fingernails. My fingernails are very like dry and dusty because I was saying earlier I literally got done sanding dice after I had already clicked start stream. It was still on the we will be starting soon page, but I finished after I had started streaming. I was running around trying to get everything together. How is this doing for size? I think that's going to be okay. I think that's kind of nice. I kind of like it with the thumb out a little bit because it's a little bit, maybe a little bit different than this one. I'm looking at the, here's the hand that I made before. You know, like I said, I want them to be kind of a little bit different and stuff. But it's slowly coming together. I think I'm almost done, actually. Oh. Alright, I think I have... There's actually a little bit of a... I'm going to make another one of those really, really thin lines, and that's because there's one for the thumb that I wasn't thinking about before. Let's see if we can add that. Alright. You can see the what looks like just a random line that I've now put on the thumb, but we're going to smooth that out, and that should kind of translate to this line here. I have the perfect hands for this with all of my bones or tendons or whatever sticking out. Skeletal hands. Alright. I want to grab... I want this one. I'm just going to kind of try and tamp it down a little bit, and then I'm going to kind of run this along either side a little bit to try and straighten it out. I don't want it to be like super sticky outy, but some of this stuff we'll be able to kind of refine with paint. You know, make some of the, we can highlight the areas we want to highlight and push back the areas we want to push back. And that's kind of the idea with the paint that I'm going to go for. Try to get that a little bit more smooth. All right. Okay. I'm trying to kind of get those creases all in there and everything. Alright, it's, you know, I think, at least from far away, it's looking like a hand. So I'm going to add some of these little kind of smaller lines that are by the knuckles. To do that, I'm going to use my really, really thin little tool here. I'm just going to kind of go over where we added the little bit of clay before to make it stick up, and add some like kind of lines in there. Ah, there's a kitty cat. Give me just a second. We can have a kitty cat visitor. Just a second, buddy, and I'll let you in. You can come say hi to people. Let me finish adding my little lines here, though. All right, let me move this over here out of the way. I don't want a kitty cat in that. Just that. Come here, buddy. Vince. Come here. Did you come in and say hello? Come on. Come here. Oh, you're okay, buddy. You're okay. People want to say hello to you. Look. Hi, buddy. Can you hear him purring? He doesn't have the loudest purr, but he's starting to purr. Oh, you happy boy. You want to sit on my lap? You can stay in here if you sit on my lap, but not if you're going to run around. And I know you want to run around. You're not going to run around, buddy. Where are you going? Where are you going? No, you're not going back there. You're not going back there. You can stay here for the moment. You're shedding. You're adding to my cat hair problem. Is that what you're here to do? You got something in your eye. There we go. You're just here to add. Why are you so dusty? Why are you all dusty? You're all dusty. You've been rolling around in dust. He's here to add to my cat hair problem. Okay, buddy. Nope, you're not escaping back there. You're not escaping out back there. Oh, is this a good spot? This is apparently a good spot. Okay, no, I think you're going back out. You're going back out. A happy purry boy now. Okay, have fun. Nope, nope, out you go. I think I have cat hair in my mouth. Yeah. And that is where all of the cat hair that I get in everything comes from. Is it, it's St. Patrick's Day today, isn't it? Is that correct? Because I think I saw something that said it was, and I hadn't realized that it was. And I'm like, oh perfect, I'm already wearing a green sweater. I didn't even plan this. I just wanted to wear my weird necklace that I made. It's not necessarily... It's not necessarily a weird necklace that I made. It's literally just like a tassel I found and put on a cord. Which is just kind of strange. And I wanted to wear that, and I'm like, I need like a sweater or something. And green I thought would go well. Okay. Back to the task at hand. A. Okay. I don't know if that is a testament to my wonderful joke-telling skills or your terrible sense of humor, Jen. Alright, I think we're almost done with this hand. It's both. Alright. Alright. I just need to smooth out a couple more things. Just a little bit. I don't know if I even smoothed out the Alright, and then the last thing I'm gonna do is to kind of mimic fingernails. I'm not actually adding anything. I'm just taking something very, very small. I'm kind of flattening the very edge. So if you look at, we'll see if I can make it so you can see the pointer finger there. It kind of looks like there's a fingernail there now, and literally all I did was just kind of made a little kind of divot there. I think everything else looks a little bit too smooth in comparison to the knuckles. Just might need to add a little bit more texture. I'll add fingernails first though. And the thumb. All right. And that really does add to it, I think. Just that little bit of having fingernails makes it look a lot more like a hand. I don't want to add texture to this. I don't know if this will add much texture, but it'd be kind of nice if it did. Let's see if we can kind of even things out a little bit. Make it a little bit more matte almost with this. It's very shiny in some points and not in others. But again, I think that after I kind of bake things and get everything painted and everything, it'll be evened out a little bit. I think that looks like a hand. Let me just bend the fingers a little bit. And again, the reason I'm doing that is so that it'll hopefully fit a little bit better into the die, because it won't be quite as long. Oh, what happened here? Oh, that boy is back. My hair fits. He wants to wander around in here, and he's not going to. There we go. We've got our little hand. Got a little hand. So I'll need to make, like I said, 2 more of these, but I think I'll probably do those later. Let's see if we can do some, do a blackberry instead. Try and keep things interesting. Let's maybe try and do like 1 of each thing I need to make. That'll be more exciting than just making a whole bunch of red hands. All right, so blackberries. They're kind of purplish. They're kind of like really, really dark. So I have this really, really dark blue and like I think this is alizarin crimson. I have more of it over there. I might need to grab more. We'll see. And so I'm gonna try and make like a really, really dark purple-ish color. It's kind of the idea, I think. And I want it to be so dark that you almost can't tell that it's purple. But we're gonna try and make some like really dark purple. And it doesn't necessarily need to be like a super saturated purple, which is part of the reason that like this red and this blue might be nice. But let's mix these together and see how it turns out. See what color we get. I might have added too much blue to the red. I don't know. I think of blackberries as being more, I don't know. Sometimes it has some of that reddish in there. Some, you know, I don't know. It's a very like cool tone sort of berry. Alright, let's see how this is turning out. Might still be a little bit blue. I'll show you. It's probably just going to look almost black to, well, I guess black is it's blackberries. It's probably going to look almost, oh, it's kind of purplish. And I think I'm going to make kind of maybe 3 different-ish colors that we're going to make little spheres of and then attach together to try and make a blackberry. I might actually, here, I'll show you this. It looks, it's probably going to look a little bit more blue. It looks, yeah, it's very, very dark. It's a little bit more purple maybe than it looks on camera. My camera tends to turn things kind of blue. I'm going to look up photos of blackberries just a moment. Yeah, they're almost kind of bluish. I think that this color's not bad. I could almost use some of the blue. I might use these kind of 3 colors actually for the blackberries. I could do, you know, maybe some little tiny orange spots in there. I feel like this is not, these aren't bad colors. I could do some more bright red. Could do some more bright red in there. But if I have kind of a, it's kind of hard to see the difference in tone between these two. But this one's kind of a little bit more purple. It almost looks gray. It's a mix of the blue and the red. It almost looks gray. And then this is going to be going into a D20. So let me grab one of the D20s from before, because we don't want something that's, you know, bigger than this. I thought I had a little slip of paper at one point that showed how big it could be, but I don't know where that went. That's okay. Alright, I'm going to make a whole bunch of little tiny spheres. Just a whole bunch of little tiny spheres. And then we're going to stick them all together. Do I want to add a little bit of transparent, a little bit of like transparent polymer clay to these? Let's see if I have some transparent. I do. And I'm talking like just a little bit to kind of make it look a little bit transparent. I'm gonna add just a little bit. There's a piece of gold glitter in my transparent. Okay. So let's take a bit of our blue. I'm kind of trying to think of what I can do to make this look super shiny, because blackberries are like super shiny, and it's going to be in resin, which, you know, resin is super shiny, but I don't know if it'll make the polymer clay look super shiny. So I'm wondering, I don't know if like lacquering it or anything would make it shiny either, just because, see, that's kind of what I was thinking. But would it, once I put it into the resin, would it still look shiny, or would that be suddenly clear, and so you just see the mateness of the polymer clay itself? I don't know. I mean, it's worth trying. It almost, I think, makes this look a little bit more purple, because you can kind of see the, still mix it in. I do like this blue. It's very soft. It's kind of nice. Alright. Now, there's something satisfying about mixing this. Alright. There's that, and then I'm going to grab a little bit for this red. Which I want to do, I don't know that I want all of the red. Let's say I put a little bit over there. I don't plan to do necessarily a ton of the red, so we're just going to do just a little bit. I don't know, maybe it'll just end up looking shiny since it'll be in resin anyways. I don't know. I'm not completely sure on that. You can see my fingers here getting dyed from all the red. You can see which ones I've been using. That's one of the things with polymer clay, especially, I've noticed this, especially with like the red and stuff, is if you do like the red and then you grab like white, it will turn pink because you get some of the color like onto your fingers. Buddy. No, he's still out there. He's still sad that he's outside and I'm inside. He probably wants me to come hang out with him while he eats. That's one of his things, is he really likes you to hang out with him while he like eats the food dish. He wants like pets and stuff while he eats. It's really kind of cute, but also I don't know. It is rather cute. It's just kind of weird, I guess. He's like, he will like eat as long as you are petting him. Yeah. He's just kind of a funny cat. He's a social eater, I guess. He's just like, hey, you should come hang out with me while I eat. He's a very social cat, though, in general. He loves everybody. Like, all of my cats are friendly, but not necessarily. I don't know if they did call them friendly. Actually, they love hanging out with my brother and I. My brother and I live together. But for the most part, if somebody else were to come over to our house, I mean, obviously there's not a lot of people coming over to my house right now. The other 3 cats are not interested in being anywhere near new people. But Fitz loves being around people. I remember back when we could have people over. My friend who, 3-year-old now, but 2-year-old at the time. I remember their 2-year-old was chasing him around the house, and he was having a grand old time being chased around by a 2-year-old. He was like just kind of walking, like just fast enough for the kid to chase him. Like, he's such a social cat. He likes all the attention. I wonder. I like this color, actually. I think this color is going to be good. It looks almost black, but it's kind of purplish. I think it's a good blackberry color. I wonder if any of the opacity will, not the opacity, the translucency will show through. I don't know if it will or not, but that's okay. I'd rather it be a little bit too opaque than too translucent. And the reason for that is that I want it to be able to show up. If it was a little bit too translucent, it might not show up very well. You might get lost in the resin a little bit. I've noticed that in some dice that I have made. Or just resin things that I've made, where I've used like other sort of translucent resin, like, you know, scraps or like other little things that I've made out of resin to then put into the dice. That sometimes they just don't show up well if they're also translucent. Even if they're like colored and stuff, even if they're a nice, you know, bright purple or something. Sometimes even then, still doesn't show up well. It ends up looking even more translucent than it did on its own. Alright. I'll grab a few of these blue. I don't know if I actually want any of this blue. I don't think I want any of the blue. But now I've added it. Translucency. Okay, well, we'll set it here off to the side. I think I just want this and this. I don't know if I want any, like, brighter red. I guess we'll find out. Let me start sticking some of these together. Go back to my reference image for a moment. I might need some more of these, actually. Oops. Let's make some more of the little tiny spheres. Okay. Because we're gonna need a whole bunch of these to stick together, it looks like. I'm wondering if these are gonna be too big, but we'll find out. We'll find out. Maybe I'm gonna start sticking things together and we'll see. See how things look. this photo again. What do the ends sort of look like? Oh, it just kind of, everything just kind of goes up and around. I might want, so the inside is kind of a, I don't know. Oh, hey Beta. You're super late because you got absorbed into that game, but hi. I'll grab a little, kind of, tannish color. Just gonna mix a little bit up, and this is just gonna kind of go on the inside. It'll make it easier to kind of put things around kind of a center stock, I think. How are you doing? I'm making a blackberry out of polymer clay. We just got done making a hand. Oh, I'm always like kind of, I don't know what the word is. I guess worried. Worried is works. When I'm doing these sorts of dice, the ones where I'm like making things out of polymer clay, because I'm just like, I hope I can make that well. Hopefully, we'll see. Because it's just such a small scale. I'm like, I'm still getting better at this. Hopefully. You're doing well. Super excited to get more into the game. Wait, what game? Which game are you playing? See, this is why I'm saying I should make an emote that says lore, but I do also like the idea of making an emote that says bonk. With a toilet paper tube. Or not toilet paper tube, but a wrapping paper tube. Or maybe a pool noodle. That'd be kind of funny too. Sky, Children of the Light. I don't think I've heard of that. Sounds interesting though. But that's fun. I'm glad you found a game that's interesting and fun to play. Hopefully it's fun to play. Okay, I kind of just made a weird off-colored cylinder. I think I'm gonna cut this in half. So we'll try making two probably. This is just going to be, I'm gonna start building things up around this. Oh, the sequel to Journey. I've heard of Journey. Okay. It's free on iOS and it's existed since 2019 and you just found it and you're crying it's so good. Cool. The flight mechanic is so far improved from Journey. It's great. The story is great. You're just a puddle of joy. That's awesome. That's very exciting. I don't play a lot of games, but I might have to look it up just to see like what it is. I like lore. Like there's definitely games where I've never played them, but I've gotten like, I'm like, I'm gonna watch all of the animatics for this. Who are all these characters? I want to know more about all of these characters. Oh, this might actually work. Let me show you in just a second how things are kind of coming together. I think I might need to make some more little spheres like I was saying. But I do think that this is starting to look like a blackberry, so that's exciting. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need to make some more spheres. Just a second. So I'm not very far, but whoops, that didn't work out very well. I think it's starting to look like a blackberry. It looks like a weird mushroom at the moment, but So you gotta finish the game first, but you already have theories. You believe it's a prequel to Journey, and you can't find anyone else talking about it. Presumably because very few people have had Journey brain rot since 2012. No, I've heard of Journey. I don't know much about it. Bumpy and good. And I think I might add a little spot of like kind of red, but I think I'm gonna do that kind of towards the top. I think that makes more sense. If I do it kind of all, I'm going back to my reference photo. Yeah, kind of more towards the top. But that's good. I'm glad that this actually looks like a blackberry, and actually I might make it a little bit shorter even. Flatten off that end. This is honestly going better than I expected. I wasn't sure if it was actually going to look like a blackberry. I was kind of concerned. No, what I was saying is I'm always kind of like a little bit anxious when I have commissions like these where I have to like make things. Because I'm always just like, I hope they're good enough. Like, I don't know. The dice where it's just putting pigments in the and already pre-made things in the right spot. Like I can use, even if it doesn't turn out exactly like the person's imagining, I feel like, you know, I can still make something good, but I'm very worried that when I'm making stuff out of polymer clay, it's just not going to end up good. It's just like, I hope this works out. Hopefully I can make this. I need to figure out some like blackberry flowers and stuff too. See what I can find. This is going to be for a set of dice that's blackberry themed, but every die is different. Kind of like the Bumblebee set. So I'm going to be making blackberry. Also, we're making like a little popsicle. That's the idea anyway. Anyways, I'm probably going to try and make that tonight as well. So I might have made some of these a little bit too small. I might need to make some of these even bigger. Yeah, well, we'll add a slightly smaller one here. It actually kind of works with them being kind of like different sizes and stuff. I feel like it kind of makes sense almost. I don't know, it looks more natural because it's not like perfectly even. But I do think I need some slightly bigger, you know that feeling with commissions, which is why you never do them. Oh, I will look it up. Like I said, I don't play a lot of games, but I will look it up. It's possible. I have some games that I just haven't played too. I'll have to look and see if that's one of the ones I have on like my wish list or something. It's quite possible. Epic Game Store. All right. Like I said, it's one that I've heard of. I'll have to look it up. I don't remember much about it. Sounds like it has a lot of story to it though. Which is fun. You know me, I like lore. I like things that have like, I like puzzle games that have interesting game mechanics. I like puzzle games in general, to be fair. I'm just trying to think of like the kind of games that I play the most. Yeah, I like things. Yeah, I play. I don't know. I'm a puzzle game kind of person. Well, obviously I've gotten into Minecraft recently, but that's more like I like building things. Every time lore is mentioned, you're being invoked. There's a ton of environmental storytelling and musical cues. See, I like stuff like that. That might be a game that I look up like a Let's Play of too. I'm kind of that person to a certain extent when it comes to like, I don't know, games. I'll just look up someone else playing it. It needs to be kind of thicker at the top. I think I need some. Still makes you sob like a little bitch. I'm gonna make some. I needed to make these a little bit bigger at the top, and I got smaller, which was the opposite of what I needed to do. So now it looks like it's the wrong shape. It kind of looks like an actual blackberry to a certain extent, but let me see if I can take some of these off and add some like larger ones. It's almost a little bit too even in some of these spots. So let's see if I can change some of that. Just a second. Pull some of this off. I'm gonna start adding some bigger little spheres. You're usually a Let's Play person, but you're telling you Journey is something you have to play for yourself for full effect. Probably the only. All right. I'll look it up. Just a second here, and I'll have at least sort of a blackberry to show you. I've smooshed this a little bit, which is kind of an issue, but I think I'll probably try making another one just to get the shape better. Hello, my name is Beta, and I'm a walking Journey propaganda. Very, yeah. This is your goal in life, is to get everyone to play Journey. Alright, here. I'm almost done with this little blackberry. Like I said, I think I might do another one just to try and get the shape better. I think the shape could definitely be better on this. But partially because I've smushed it a little bit. But there's a little kind of blackberry. It has a little spot at the top where the the stem came off. But I kind of smushed it a little bit because this clay that I'm using is very, very soft. So they ended up maybe a little bit flat. I think it does look like a blackberry though. Maybe not like a picture perfect blackberry, but one that's like an actual blackberry. Let's do another one. Let's try and do another one with maybe slightly larger spheres. Everyone will. You'll just be bones. You'll just be a skeleton walking around like, have you played Journey? Exactly. It looks like one that I would have picked from like my parents' backyard. Not necessarily like one you would buy at the store, but like a wild blackberry or one from, yeah. That's kind of what I was just thinking. I'm just like, it doesn't look like one you get from the store, but it looks like an actual blackberry. Alright, let's try making another one. I also have this kind of reddish color here. We might try adding a little bit of that. See how that looks. There's actually some wild blackberries at the end of my street. And so like I said, this is for a set of dice where every dice could be different, but blackberry themed. I might walk down there and steal a little bit of one of the wild blackberry bushes and like use like a part of one of the vines in one of the dice. I don't think flowers would be happening yet because I think blackberries are after raspberries, and raspberries are usually around the 4th of July. So I don't think they'd have flowers yet, but I might be able to find flowers somewhere online. Or I might be able to cheat and use raspberry flowers. They're very similar looking, I think. I'm trying to remember. Alright. But I do think I got the color pretty good, actually. I was kind of worried just looking at it. And Fitz is back. Press the leaves too. I know it, but I have to have it has to have leaves on it. Is what I was just I'm trying to think of, because they might just be barren vines at the moment. So that's the thing is, you know, I don't want to take cat. I forgot to turn that off, but it works. All right, buddy. Hi, Fitz. Come on in. Hello, sir. Come on. People want to see you. Your adoring fans await. Come here. Come on in. You coming? I'm not coming out there. Come on. Come on. He wants me to follow him. Buddy. Are you coming in? Come here. Come here. Oh, wait. I hear another cat. I made the treat noise. I hear another cat coming. Kitty cat. There we go. Come on. He's trying to figure out how to sneak past me without me grabbing him. And so now he's just laying here. Let me just see if I can show you. Oh, wait. He's made it in. Just a second. He's made it in. Oh, no. Get over here. What are you doing? What are you doing, sir? All right. He's in the room with me, so he'll probably be here in a moment. He will want to be in the middle of whatever's going on. But he's trying to avoid me at the moment because he doesn't want me to kick him out again. Oh dear. Oh, I got my little centerpiece. We're just gonna start adding some of these. I will redeem your cat cam in just a moment when I can. Ah, there he is. Come here. When I can catch him. Come here, buddy. Tell you what, you can hang out in here. You can hang out in here. I have actually the clay over here. So, you know, as long as you're not stepping on it, it's fine. Come here. You want a cracker? Buddy. Oh, as a side note, I have some stuff in the pressure pot that we probably pull out, you know, at 9-ish, so in about 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. So we could do some unmolding too. Come here. Come here, buddy. Oh, he is avoiding me. He does not want me to kick him out of the room. You can hang out in here. I'm not doing resin. It's okay. You can hang out in here. He'll probably be up in a moment to try and get into the middle of things. He keeps trying to like crawl behind I have like a couple of shelves here that have all my resin stuff. Here, let me show you my setup. Because I rearranged some things. So I now have, well, there's you guys. Woo! So I now have like all of my resin stuff just kind of like right here so that I can grab it. I had it all sitting on the table next to me before. And, well, I had it all the way against the wall on the table next to me. And I couldn't reach it, and so nothing got put away. But now, I can just grab my inks or my glitter. So much easier. Hi, Fitzy boy. Maybe it wouldn't be good for you to get into that. I have, I opened like a new thing of resin, and the box that it came in is a little resinified. Probably wouldn't be good if the cat got into that, but he doesn't seem too interested. Where did he go? Oh, he's underneath me. Come here, buddy. People want to say hello. I think I can get him, guys. Oh! Haha! Haha! You're trapped under my table. No, come here. Oh, come here. Aha! I got you. I got you. And I can't even like say that in a punny way. There we go. There's the baby. I'll let you back down in a moment, but people have decided they want to see you. You're okay, buddy. You're okay. I know you won't back down. Yeah, you see all the clay. Oh. Here, just a second. There we go. There's the baby. All right, he's happier now that he's being held. Do you want to sit on my lap? Oh, he's a good boy. Sometimes. Oh. No, buddy, you're not going down on the table. You can go back down on the floor. You're not going on the table. All right, down you go. You can hang out in here for a while. What? Go back to that. You don't need to look at me close up. What? He's rubbing his face against everything possible now. To be like, this is mine. This is also mine. Dibs. Hi. Yeah, are you happy that you're in here now? You ready to go out now? I think he wants out now. You want out? You want out, buddy? Nope. Okay. He walked over to the door, and then he saw me walking towards the door, and I was like, no, quick, get away. Oh, yeah. One of my favorite things is if he's asleep and you pet him, he makes these like sleepy grumbling noises. We call them his sleepy grumbles, but they're just like the cutest thing. Just him going like, meow. Like he does not like being pet while he's asleep. He's like, I'm trying to sleep. Leave me alone. He just kind of grumbles at you. But yeah, you are a bit like a squeaky toy, aren't you? Better not claw things over there. You will be kicked out if you claw things. Fitz? I have a whole bunch of canvases over there. If I hear you clawing. Yeah, he likes to... What are you doing, Fitz? He likes to claw things that he shouldn't claw. It's always like the worst things for him to be clawing. It's like, why? Why are you doing that? Fitzy boy. Fitz. To be fair, this is the same cat that likes to lick the soap, so you know, you can't Oh, you pet her while she's asleep and she immediately does the little awake chirp and rolls over. Oh, that's so cute. Yeah, no, I mean I have 4 cats and they're all different. Some of them, I'm trying to think of which ones like being Koshi just likes being pet whenever. Like, whenever you start petting Koshi, she will be purring. What are you doing, buddy? She has the loudest purr on her out of all of our cats. She's the one that, like, you will never see, but she has such a loud purr on her. And, like, it's very cute because, you know, if you pet her while she's asleep, she'll start purring. And then also every once in a while she'll be asleep. What are you doing, buddy? she'll be asleep, and then like Fitz will come over and start giving her a bath while she's asleep, and she'll also just turn into a giant rumbling mess of purrs. It's like very, very cute. I have so many pictures on my phone of Koshi and Fitz in the same cat bed, all curled up together. I do also have all of the cats like Koshi. Like, I'm pretty sure the only other cat that Luna actively likes is Koshi. Luna is not a fan of other cats at all. Where are you going? Well, maybe don't go on that either. What are you doing? Buddy, that's not a bed. He's on top of my painting. Buddy. Oh, it's not a bed. Oh. Here, comes in my lap. Comes in my lap. There we go. Come on, go ahead and lay down. Nope, not on the table. Go ahead and lay down. Go ahead and lay down. You're not going up there. Yes, hello. I guess we're taking a cat break. Cat break for Fitz. He's sitting now. I see you. I see you wanting to go up there. No, you're not going up there. You can lay down here. But you're not going to go wandering around my table. It's too much of a mess. My table's too much of a mess. Hello. He's purring again, though. He's just waiting for me to get my guard down. No, you're not going up there. You can lay down. Or go back down. Okay, there you go. He has chosen freedom. Alright, so I guess what I'm trying to figure out is how to make it kind of have almost a little bit more of a conical or a rounded shape. I think I need to, I'm gonna kind of make these stick out a little bit more in the middle here. This! Oh, I forgot that I left some old soap stuff there. So he's over licking the soap. Oh dear. This is the problem with, bless you. This is the problem with having the cats in here. The only one that doesn't cause trouble in here is the kitten, which is kind of ironic. You'd think that the kitten would cause the most trouble, but she's the most laid back in here. She'll just come sit on my lap or lay on the chair at the table behind me. But all the other cats have to be all up in everything. What are you doing? What are you doing, buddy? I'm trying to make it so that it sticks out a little bit more in kind of the middle here, so that it's hopefully gonna have a little bit more of that kind of rounded shape. It looks nice and juicy. Of course, it's still very, very soft, and I'm still kind of squishing it a little bit with my fingers as I go, which is just unfortunate. Oops. I got cat hair in here. I wonder where that came from. Cat hair? In my arts and crafts? It's more likely than you'd think. Trying to keep an eye on him now. We might make one more than this. We'll see. We'll see how this one looks. I'm trying to make them small, but also like juicy looking, which I guess is maybe easier said than done. I think I kind of like maybe the shape that this one's going a little bit more than the last one. I don't know. Let me show you. I'll show you where we're at so far. So I've kind of squished the end a little bit with my fingers. You can kind of see. I might add a few more on top of those that got squished. Just to try and... What are you clawing? Oh, okay, that's a good spot for you. He's laying on a box underneath my table now. But yeah, they've gotten a little bit squished. I'm kind of squishing, I think, the ones above it down a little bit, just to try and even it out a little bit. I should figure out, this is, sorry, unrelated to everything, cats and polymer clay. I should figure out some, like, music licensing stuff. I mean that in the sense that, like, I'd love to do, like, covers of songs or something. I love singing. I'm not saying they'd be good, but, you know, I'd love to do that. And also, if I do make YouTube videos, I'd need to figure out some of the, like, what music I could use. Like, I don't know how people get music for their YouTube videos. That's the thing that's holding me up at the moment, like, in my brain. It's just like, where do people get their, like, background music? Where do people get, like, their intro music? Where did this come from? And it's probably something I can just Google. I probably should just Google it. I just haven't gotten around to it. Actually, I did Google at one point how to, like, what you need to, like, cover songs and stuff. And then I decided that I didn't really want to deal with it at that point, because there's, like, two different kinds of licenses. One for, like, actually covering music, and another for, like playing someone's music somewhere, sort of thing. It's just like, I don't really need this information right now. I'll worry about this later. But it would still be fun to do something. Like I said, kind of wanted to try covering things, or I don't know if I like this one as much. Actually, you know, I do like this one. I don't like the end here. I'm going to pull off the end. We're going to redo it. Yeah, I should figure that out. Especially if I'm doing, like, because I've been talking about doing, like, arts and crafts videos. I'm going to do that. You know, there might be sections where I'm, oh dear, he made it up. There might be sections where I'm, you know, working on things, not talking. And it'd be good to have some sort of music playing in the background. Fitz! Get your teeth out of my silicone mold. Fitz, where are you going? What are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah. He knows that I don't want him in that stuff, so he's hiding behind my shelves now. He's a silly boy. What you doing? He's now right behind you guys. As long as he doesn't knock a whole bunch of stuff down, I'm not too worried about it. Or, I don't know, chew on things or something he's not supposed to. Which is what he was trying to do a moment ago. What are you doing? That's what the rest of the stream is going to be. It's just going to be me asking, what are you doing? Multiple times to my cat, who's just off screen. Fitz! Get your teeth out of my silicone molds. Ooh. Oh, you're a heavy boy. No teeth in my silicone molds. Okay, I'm kicking you out now. I'm kicking you out now, buddy. Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye. I think he wanted out anyways. He didn't seem too upset about being kicked out. I don't know how I feel about this end here that I'm trying to redo. I guess we'll see. This one kind of ended up very similar to the last one, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. The last one ended up okay. It's just kind of cylindrical, I guess. more than juicy. I think maybe what I want to do is make the inside part a little bit more spherical itself. Also, I think part of it is that the clay that I'm using is very, very soft. Like this blue that I mixed in here is very, very soft. It's a very, very soft clay. And so I'm kind of squishing things a little bit as I go. Well, let me make my inside part, and this doesn't need to be a great color necessarily. I just kind of want a little bit more of kind of a spherical shape in here. I grab a little bit more of my kind of tan color. I feel like that's a good color for the inside there. Mix that all together. I think I'm going to need a little bit more. Try to make some more of this purple color. I don't know if I'd even call it purple. It's so dark, it doesn't even look purple. So we'll finish one more blackberry, and then I think we'll pull things out of the pressure pot and unmold some stuff. See how things are looking. Take a little break from polymer clay, because I want to see how things turned out. I don't remember what exactly. I have some things. I have a set in there that's going to take me 7 separate pours, because I am attempting to do a set that has rainbow layers in it, and then also it's going to have white at the end, like some, either I'm going to do just pure shimmery white, or I'm going to do like a clear with like clouds in it. I'm not decided yet. I think clear with clouds in it would be more unique, so I might go that direction. But you know, it's going to take me 7 separate pours to do it, because I'm doing each individual color in its own separate pour. I'm only on orange at the moment. I'm only on the second pour. But we'll finish this first. Quite honestly, it hasn't quite been 24 hours yet. I put those in like 3 hours past, 3.5 hours past this last night. I've noticed that I can pull them out about 4 hours or so before 24 hours is up. So you know, it'll be fine, but so what I'm thinking, but they'll still be kind of soft is the only concern there. I'll have to be very gentle with them. So kind of what I was thinking is, I kind of want more of this shape than a pure cylinder, so that it gets a little bit kind of wider in the middle, which is what I want. Let's see if I can make some more of this purpley color. This really did turn out the perfect color though. And I think this might be the one. I have high hopes anyway, so this will be the one. I'm still debating whether I want to add some like little kind of reddish ones, maybe towards the top a little bit. If I want to just have it be all the black colors, the kind of dark purple color, you know, might add some, you know, it'll add some variation if I do a little bit of the red. I don't know if it'll look more or less realistic though. Yeah, don't know. Yeah, it's very close in color. Alright, we're going to do kind of the same thing. Well, we're going to do exactly the same thing again. We're going to make a whole bunch of little spheres again. I like it the best, I think, when they're all kind of different sizes. So So I have some like smaller ones, some bigger ones. It looks kind of natural that way. I don't know if I want it quite this big though. Alright. This is kind of a relaxing process almost. I'm just making a whole bunch of little tiny spheres. And then kind of, you know, squishing them all together. What is that sound? Sounds like a motorcycle almost or something. It's kind of weird. I do have a window right up here, so, you know, might have a little bit of outdoor noise, but I guess it's, yeah, I don't know. Someone's racing up and down our cul-de-sac. Not that small. Trying to get some good kind of ones that are kind of in between these two sizes that I'm making. That's the hard part. It's getting the variation, but like kind of a smooth variation. Not quite that much. Oh. Hope everybody's having a nice relaxing evening or morning. I don't know what time it is for folks. It's evening for me, so I assume it's evening for everybody else, but you know, time zones and all that. And I guess that's kind of the weird thing about streaming. It's that, you know, it could be 3 a.m. for you guys for all I know. I don't know what's going on in your lives. I just know what's going on I mean, I barely know what's going on in mine, but I just know what's going on in mine. Oh. I'm thinking about playing Journey now. But in the sense that, like, I feel like it takes me a certain amount of brain power to, like, get into another piece of media. Because I always end up, like, super obsessed with things. And while I'm in the middle of being super obsessed with something, I don't necessarily want to go replace that with something else. So it's one of those things where it's just like, I should watch this, or I should play this, or I should listen to this, or, you know, something like that. But I don't know if now is the time. I want to put all of my energy towards the current thing that I'm fixated on. You're trying to mess up your sleep schedule because you finally managed to get a job. Well, that's good, small town job, hunts are hell. But it's 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. graveyard shift, and you're working alone, and you just fixed your sleep schedule. Oh no. Oh man. Yeah. I'm glad you found something though. That's good, but still, right after you got it all figured out one direction, you're headed the other direction now. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's just like, I'd probably really enjoy this, but I don't know if I want to devote all of my time to it yet. I'm still stuck on Hermitcraft, so I'm going to stick to that for a while. Till I lose interest, and then I'll move on to the next thing. Although at the same time, like, I don't know, my last thing was Critical Role, but I still watch Critical Role. I'm still into Critical Role. not as much, but I still have, you know, way too much information about it in my brain. It's just like, I've watched a lot of that. You could ask me questions about Critical Role. I know far too much information. Okay, we're gonna try not to squish things too much this time. That was kind of my problem last time. Is I was holding it by the end that I had just done, and it kind of squished everything a bit. So let's try, see if we can get it. On the upside, it's a game from 2012, so like the fandom is dead as hell, except for you sitting here among skeletons with your cup of coffee, and the game itself is probably an hour and a half more if you get all the collectibles, but still probably less than 10 hours total. But is that better or worse? I don't know if that's better or worse. Because I am also that person that I'll get super into something and then I want to have all of the content. And so if there's not people actively making content, what will I do? But that's fair. I guess I can always come and bother you if I get super into it. And that works out. Except for you living off it via osmosis. I think this is going to be possibly a better blackberry. We'll see. Oops, I need a little tiny one, like right here. Perfect. I'm trying to kind of squish everything together so you don't really see this inside part too much, but I don't want to squish things like flat, which was kind of my issue with the other things, is I kind of squished them a little bit flat. Alright, let's see here. Let's be nice. I think this one's going to be the one. I think this is going to work out well. There's a prequel you found, but it's not even confirmed to be connected to it at all canonically. It's theory, but also more glorified headcanon. Please let me have this. It's been a decade. I mean, even if it's not, like, technically, like, you could just say it is. Real blackberries are a little squished. I mean, you're probably right there. I don't know if I'm going for, like, super real blackberry, because one of the ones that I have here looks, you know, like a blackberry. Or if I'm going for something that, I guess it's kind of like, I said before with, like, painting and stuff. You paint what you see versus painting what you think it looks like. I don't know whether we're going for what blackberries actually look like or what you would expect blackberries to look like. I don't know necessarily which direction we're going, but I mean, I'm kind of trying to go what blackberries actually look like, but let's add some more. It's a little bit too even there. Let's see if we can mess things up a little bit. Trying to hold this by the end so I don't smush everything. I just don't want it to be like super flat. You know, I want them to actually look kind of like little tiny, I don't know, fruits. I don't know what the little individual pieces of the blackberry are called. But I do want them to look, you know, kind of rounded and not like super flat. Well, you know what might be a good way to do this? Aha! That'll be easier to hold. I have my little blackberry there now. add all of these. And then we can probably fill in that end a little bit and it'll be fine. And I'm trying to get, you know, like I said, different shapes, well, not different shapes, different sizes and stuff next to each other. I want it to look uneven. I've said it before, it's almost like it takes more work to make something look random than it does for something to actually be random. Quite often things that look random are very precisely placed, whereas things that are actually random don't like look quote unquote random. So I'm kind of trying to make things look kind of mix matched, you know, a bunch of different sizes and stuff here. That's the goal anyways. And we're almost done. I think this might be the one. I like the shape of this one a little bit better. I used to live in a farm in New Jersey, and we had raspberries, blackberries, black raspberries, blackberries, wineberries, kumquats, and mulberries were just growing wild at the edges of the property. We had strawberries, apples, garlic, and a pear tree that caught fire, blight, and died the first year too, but those were planted intentionally. Oh, that's sad. Half the food I ate was just stuff I found outside. Like I said, we have wild blackberry bushes at the end of our street. They're like down in a little bit of a ravine. But we definitely went down there at one point and picked a whole bunch of wild blackberries. Like, I mean, and I grew up with my parents. They still do. They've kind of died off a little bit. But we had raspberry and blackberry vines in the backyard growing up. I don't live somewhere that has like a ton of water necessarily, but you know, we have raspberries and blackberries. Anyways. So I think I am actually going to end up doing some of these reddish ones just because I think I need some more. Ooh, I think I like the red actually. The red's good. Excellent. I'll show you the red in just a moment. Yeah, this is the one. This is the blackberry. There's a blackberry for you. I like it with a little bit of red at the end, actually. I think that adds to it. I think that's good. I do want to add a bit of this maybe in there just to flatten it out. Yeah, I think the red adds to it, which is nice. A second, I had, you know, a dot there, but it's just because I had this stuck in there. Let me just add a little bit of something to cover that up in here. There we go. You kind of see at the top, it has like, oh, let's see if I can make it so you can see. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see, but it has kind of a lighter spot in there that looks like where it comes off of the vine, but I think that's the one. Let me make sure. Yeah, I think that'll fit in a D20. Cool. Excellent. So we're gonna make a couple of other things, but before we do that, let me get my stuff ready for the next thing, and then we will pull everything out of the pressure pot and eat a cracker. So I want to try and make a blackberry popsicle. which is going to be kind of like a lighter reddish purple color. I'm going to try mixing some of this really, really bright pink, some of this kind of pastel purple. Let's see what color this makes. You also had mint and wild onion and wild violets in the yard that you couldn't get rid of. Well, mint you'll never get rid of. So you just ate them too. Free real estate, the lawn is salad. Yeah, I mean, I'm that person that my yard is completely overgrown, which part of that's just me putting off mowing the lawn and then feeling overwhelmed and then not mowing the lawn. Part of it is just me loving how my backyard looks a little bit like a forest glade. But no, mint grows like a weed. You can't get rid of mint, which I am fine with because it's like I can eat this and it smells great. That's a little bit too bright, I think, but it's not bad. I don't think that's bad for a, it's maybe a little bit too bright. Let's add a little bit more of this light purple. This light purple is very soft as well. Like I said, I'm trying to make kind of like a blackberry popsicle sort of color. It's kind of all pretty when it's all swirled up. Oh, mint and onion together is less than great as a smell and also as a taste. Mint and violet. I don't think I've ever eaten violets. I have rose bushes. You can eat roses. You know what's really good? Mint and rose. I can see mint and violets being really good. Mint and roses is also really good. I've done that before. Oh, not allowed to have that near the house because your mom's allergic. My brother and I made like tea blends at one point where we mixed. We got a whole bunch like loose leaf tea and then a bunch of other kind of like loose spices and stuff. And we made our own tea blends. And honestly, like I think I did some white tea, some peppermint leaves, and some rose petals, and it was a really good mix. It tastes kind of like weird bitter spinach with kind of sweetish aftertaste. So they have a very kind of green sort of flavor, a very earthy green. That kind of bitterness to them, it sounds like. All right. I should look up the reference photos that. Give me just a second here. I'm gonna look up the reference photos that the person's tastes like plant. That's part of the reason I like jasmine tea. Kind of funnily enough. I have a whole bunch of stuff on my screen. Oops, that's not the right thing I wanted. I wanted Etsy. I have a whole bunch of stuff on my screen from eating crackers. Okay. I just set them on my screen. Let's see here. I'm gonna go find the colors. Okay. And then there may be a little bit more red-ish. A little bit more red. Good though when you are a horrible child hitting other children with sticks and do not want to pause to go inside and peel an orange. Okay, these actually look more red, and I think that's maybe more of the sort of color scheme that the person wants. So we're gonna actually try mixing some of the red that we have in the blackberries with some of this red instead. Maybe get a little bit less purple, a little bit more reddish. Might be too much red. I don't think I want very much. Let's try that. I feel like that's understandable though. I feel like that's something I would do. I actually grew up with whole bunch of fruit trees in the front yard too. My parents have a bunch of fruit trees, like pears and apricots and nectarines. I think they had a plum tree at one point, but I think it died. I think their plum tree died a long while ago. So I've definitely done that where I've, you know, eaten an apricot. Apricot? Just off of the tree. They're just good. Add a little bit more red. I'm gonna add a little bit of the pink, a little tiny bit of the pink. Plums are really good. I really like fruit. Like, if I don't know what I want to eat, I just want fruit. Like, or I'll just eat fruit, because I could always eat fruit. I have kind of a finicky stomach to a certain extent, and maybe that's part of the reason, because fruit never gives me an upset stomach. A lot of other things do, but I can always eat fruit. So good. Also, it's like kind of sweet without being like over sweet. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I'm just like, I don't want any sugar at all. Like, things are just so sweet, but fruit I can get behind. That's like the right amount of sweet. Alright. This is closer. I want it a little bit brighter. I know some people have like a big sweet tooth. And to be fair, I've had like more of a sweet tooth lately. Fruit is just the best. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's where I'm at anyways. I've had more of a sweet tooth lately, but this is gonna go in like the D8, so it shouldn't be too big. This is actually probably a good size. Oh, I don't really want that, but it has a kind of a cool swirl. Let me see if I can show you the cool swirl that it has. I don't know if you'll be able to see or not. Come on, focus. Oh, I can't really see it too well, but there's just like this faint swirl there. Dude, I eat so many of those tiny oranges. Like, my brother does the grocery shopping, and he'll just get a bag of those for like me. I'll eat all of them. Sometimes I'll have like 1 or 2 left over that don't quite make it, but I could eat like 3 of those a day at least. I could eat so many of those. They're so good. Alright, let's see here. There is 2 kinds. Yeah. I don't really know. I like them both, I think. I'm trying to, there's like, yeah, there's cuties and there's, yeah, I don't remember what exactly the 2 kinds are. But yeah, like I said, I like them both, so it's fine with me. Yeah, one of them has like a skin that is almost off of it a little bit. Those are the ones that are like easier to peel. Those ones are good. Those ones are good. I'm trying to make, I want to make a little popsicle here. So I'm gonna make. I just read the beginning of that at first, and I was just like, uh-oh. But it was a good cracking it pack. That's good. Round lumpy skin ones where the peel separates. Yes, yeah, those ones. I usually get the first ones, but the second ones I like how easy those are to peel. And they're very, very sweet. So I'm trying to make a popsicle here. So I'm just kind of making this sides kind of flat, but kind of smoothing it out a little bit. If all possible, let me squish this a little bit. That sounds nice, actually. I'm gonna put... I don't know if you guys could hear all of that cracking. I think... You strong. I really like... I just did that, though. I just popped my back. But it is good to stretch. Okay, I think let's pull the things out of the pressure pot, maybe. No, I really like citrus. So does my brother. My brother's ever since he was a kid, he would just eat like raw lemons. He has no sense of sour. He really likes sour things. Like things are not sour to him. I mean, I taste sour, but I do also love citrus. That was when I was away at university. Oh, there's that. I was looking for that. Yeah, I think that'll just fit in a D20. Perfect. At one point, there's like a little shop kind of in the bottom of the dorm that had like some soup. It was kind of like a little convenience store, but it had like soup and a couple other little things in there. And at one point, I bought an orange from there because it had been so long since I'd eaten an orange, and I really wanted an orange. And that was like, it was such an underripe orange. It was not a great orange, but it was like the best tasting thing ever because I really wanted an orange. It's just like, ah, perfect. This is exactly what I want. Okay, let's pull some things out of the pressure pot. I am going to mute myself for just a second, just because it's kind of loud. And I'll be right back in just a moment with a tray full of things to unmold. Actually, let me double check something real quick. Sorry, this is some of the resin from yesterday. So you can see it'll pull out of the cup, but it's still a little bit soft. So we should be able to pull them out of the molds, but we're gonna have to be gentle with them. All right, like I said, I'm gonna mute it just a second. Okay, just a second. Let me get these out. I have to remember what I made. I don't remember exactly. So this will be exciting. Get back on there. All right. So, like I was saying, I have a set here that I'm going to be doing in 7 separate pours because I'm doing a rainbow. And so these are gonna go off to the side here. I'm up to orange, but so I'll be doing yellow next. Kind of have to see the orange. Up to orange, I'll be doing the yellow next, but I set these off to the side. They're obviously not done. That one's actually has some orange in there, but that's just a spare one. All right, let's see what we've got. I think. Just a second, I need, my table is a mess. I still have like a whole bunch of the stuff from when I was painting over here. So things are a little bit stacked up. I have all of my paint sitting off to the side here. It's one of these. I was going for something kind of simple, and I just did kind of like blue and black and with some silver foil. Has a little bit of a shimmer to it. Just going for kind of simple. It was yesterday, and I'm just like, I just need to make something. What am I gonna make? What's something I can just make? Nothing too thematically heavy or anything. All right, D8 down. Here's something with purple. I think this is the one. This one has a whole bunch of glitter in it. I wanted to just mix all of my glitter together. I think that's one of these ones. I wanted to mix all of my glitter together to see what would happen. And then I did a like dirty pour on top of it. Once I started doing it, it made me think of like Mardi Gras, which is already past, but you've got your side with all of the glitter, and then you've got like, it's kind of like pink and purple and gold dirty pour. It's a little bit hard to see on the camera, but very, very glittery. And I think there's one more kind here, and I don't remember, what was the last thing I did? I don't remember what the last thing was that I did. D10 down. Oh, just a second. I just totally knocked things. No, come back. I totally just knocked things off of my table here. I have a stack of molds off to the side. All right, where'd the other one go? Where did the other one go? There it is. I must have them stacked up too high. Okay, let's bring that back. So here's another one of the sparkly and purple ones. I'm gonna go set these on a nice smooth surface actually. Here, I'll bring it over. So this is what I usually use for sanding because it's nice and smooth. But I'm gonna set the things on here to cure because it's nice and smooth. Because these are still a little bit, they're not like fully cured yet. Did I hear a cat? I heard a cat for a second. They're not fully cured yet, and so I want them to not end up with like the pattern of this stuff on it or anything. 12 down. Oh, the other set I did was just, oh, that's funky. I must not have had quite enough resin or something weird. It ended up like indented a little bit. These ones are just purple. Like I said, I was like, I want some simple things to make. These ones are just purple. And then they have the highest base is a slightly different purple color. And that's because I ran out of resin because I didn't measure quite right. But I mean, it was purposeful. So that, like I said, I went for some kind of simple sets. And up. Did I put these under too much pressure or something? Why are they all... I might have put these under just slightly too much pressure or something. They kind of indented a little bit. Alright, so this one I'm going to set off to the side. I have now a solution for the bees floating, so I'm going to do that. What is today? Today's Wednesday? Probably Friday. I'll do that Friday. There's so much, just little pieces of resin everywhere. Alright, here's a dump mold D4. This is one of my older molds. Ooh, it's kind of fun though. It has like all the different purples in it. I did a lot of purples. Yeah. So I think we'll do, so I'm going to finish unmolding these, and then I think we will finish the little popsicle, and I think we'll try and do at least one little octopus, and I think we'll probably call it a night. I'll do the rest of the octopuses and the hands off camera. Oh, here's another one of the blue and black and silver ones. Ah, this is another one of, I think the sparkly ones. The problem is I used the purple that's a little bit funky for these. And it looks almost brown at certain angles, which is kind of weird. Like, it is purple, but it looks kind of brown at certain angles. So it's a little bit weird, but I feel like it kind of works with the, you know, this giant mix of all of my different glitters. It's not all of my glitters, but I did actually go down the line of my glitter and like grabbed at least one of every color. Just like, all right, let's what am I gonna pull out of the red? What am I gonna pull out of the blue? I try to get like different sizes and shapes and stuff. Not like a ton of like, not like any shape that's like a specific shape. Like there's no stars or hearts or anything, but there's some like octagons in there, and there's some like curled up silver ones. Let's see, D10 down. Okay, it's just kind of fun. Stuck to my hand. I feel like this is always the most kind of satisfying part, just seeing how things turned out. Well, sometimes it's satisfying, sometimes it's just like, oh, it didn't turn out. But usually it's just, even if it's a little bit of a fail, it's just like, oh, cool, that's what that did. Interesting, that's what that did. No. Yeah, I don't know why. I'll show you. You can see there, you can see that curve. It didn't, for some reason, go flat. And I should be able to sand that out. I should be able to sand it flat, but I don't know why I did that exactly. I had that with a different one, too. D6 up. I'm wondering if it's because I didn't have quite enough resin in there, maybe? Maybe, you know, just kind of suction down. Maybe there was a lot of bubbles or something, but I don't know. I don't know if it's the mold or if I put it under slightly too much pressure. I don't know. I put it at the pressure I usually put it at. There's a cat hair on there. Just gonna pull that off, right? I kind of am debating whether I should save these super glittery dice for like next Mardi Gras. Because I feel like they're, I don't know, they make me think of Mardi Gras, but I probably won't. I'll probably sand them up and just, you know, release them whenever I release them. I did my rainbow and bats dice, you know, the other month. I could have saved those for October, but nah. D20 down. Well, I guess this one wants to come unmolded. Yeah, so normally I've done my crystal D4 shape, but I did do this shape for this set, and that's because I realized I was running out of resin a little bit, and this one takes just slightly less. Okay, D4 up. I think this must be the blue and silver. Alrighty. I think maybe my favorite out of these ones is the blue and silver. Maybe that was a little bit too much silver. Off to the side here. Oh well. But I don't know. Like I said, I was going for kind of simple designs this time. Like, what's something that, you know, might look nice, but down. And the purple is because I haven't really, And this one is kind of indented as well. Why did it do that? That's so strange to me. Like it's both of these. No. Oh, maybe these were. These might be my two old ones. Is the other one the other D10 also a round one? Might have been. I'm slowly working. Oh, it might be because the lid is so thin. I don't know. I might retire. I'm slowly retiring some of my old molds, as I'm realizing that like they're a little scratched up and stuff. You know, I don't want to have to do a whole bunch of extra sanding just because my molds are getting old. But I do make new molds every other week. I'm planning on making molds, I think, this next Monday. Monday and Tuesday. It takes, that's part of the reason I've been doing it every other week, is it takes 2 days to make molds, because I make, you know, the base part, let it cure, and I guess I could do it all in one day. Technically, it only needs, ooh, pretty. This one's just all of the, like, leftover of the, like that one. The silicone does technically only take 4 hours to cure. I think it takes a little bit more than that. So I do it in 2 days. I usually do it like the evening, Monday evening, and then I let it cure overnight. And then on Tuesday I do the lids. But I don't know. I always find it kind of a little bit tedious to make molds. Like, obviously it's necessary, and it's not like, I don't know, terrible or anything. D10 down. I have that on backwards. But you know, it just takes time to build the forms, get everything clean in place, pour the silicone. Because I pour the silicone really slow so that bubbles can work their way out. I don't know. I don't know. Mold makings I just find kind of tedious, but I do it every other week. Where was I going with this? I don't remember where I was going with this. Oh, well, it's not like I'm running out of molds, I think is where I was going with this. I'm always making more, but still, I'm slowly retiring some of my old ones. And you can tell which ones are my oldest ones because they're the ones that are round. Because I switched over to making my forms out of Legos. Like I build little like square forms, and then I put tape, and I stick the dice to the tape along the bottom, and it works great for oh, that's a little funky. It's kind of cool. You know, giving me the shape of the thing. You can also kind of tell which ones are older. You can tell that these ones are older than, say, this set. And I'll show you how you can tell. There's a couple ways, and I can tell you that this set is older than this set. And I'll show you. I can tell. I'll show you how I know that this set is older than this set, which is older than this set. And that's because, here a second. This one has smooth sides. I used to coat the insides of my forms, my Lego forms, with tape because I was worried about the silicone leaking out through the Legos. And I don't do that anymore. And so now they have a little bit of a brick pattern to them. You can see where the Legos were on this one, whereas you can't on this one. This is an older one. You can kind of see it, but you know, it's smooth. And then I can tell you that this one is older than this one because let me get this unmolded and I'll show you. We'll see if you'll be able to even see this. But it'll be easier if I can get this out. This one is slightly darker in color. We'll see if you'll be able to see. Yeah, you can see this one. This one is a little bit more blue than, or a little bit brighter in color than this one. They get kind of bleached over time. They lose a little bit of their color. So I can tell kind of how old they are to a certain extent by how bright the teal color is on them. So I can tell that this one's older than that one. D6 down, and this one's, let me get this off the lid. I probably could take better care of my molds than I do, but I don't know if that would do much for me. Oh, here's the D12. Here's another one from the black and blue set. It has a little bit of a blue-green shimmer in it, but I don't know if you'll be able to see it on camera. You can kind of see it a little bit there. It's always hard with the glare, though. A little bit of a blue-green shimmer in there. And that should be, I think, 2, 3, 6, 7. That's all of those. Okay. 12 down. This one kind of dented inwards as well. What is it? I'm not sure what caused that. It's very strange. Like, it seems to only be on like these purple ones. I'm wondering if I put the lids on too early or something and there's a lot of bubbles that got caught. But for some reason these ones, they bowed in. I don't know why that happened. Like I said, I should be able to sand those flat and they should be fine, but it's still a little weird. 20 up. Alright. Oh, and that's, what is this one? Oh, that's the D12 for this set. Almost done here. I know it's not quite as exciting after the initial die is out to see the design, but it's easy to just do these all at once. So we're just gonna do them all right now. And I'm almost done. D10 down. And here's our last die out. Our last purple one. Yeah, see this one kind of ended up a little bit concave as well. Why did that end up concave? I think I remember putting these, I wonder if I had either too much weight on these because they were on the bottom and the lids aren't very thick, although the lid's not like particularly thin. Or I wonder if I put the lids on like too early and there's a whole bunch of bubbles in there, and so when it compressed, it had like a little bit of a seal and it just kind of pulled in a little bit and ended up a little bit concave. And the lid here is thinner than like the rest of the walls, so it pulled in on the lid the most. That's my theory. Alright, let me see, we've done a whole bunch of purple. I do a lot of purple. I think that's the color that I do the most. If you couldn't tell by my container here, I do a lot of purple, but I like purple. I also do a lot of blue and purple. I think sometimes pink, sometimes teal, but I do a lot of dice in that kind of color range. Maybe I'll do something in like orange next. We'll do some orange. Maybe I'll do some orange dice next. What should I do dice based on next? I'm always looking for ideas. maybe I'll do a set of Vaxeldan dice. I have an idea for him, or Jester. Do some more critical roll dice. That's always an idea. Alright, I'll get this out of the way. Oops, I can finish popping this stuff off later. Put this back over to the side. I'll put this over there too. Alrighty, back to our popsicle. So we're trying to make like a little blackberry popsicle. I feel like popsicles, they kind of have like little indents here, right? Yeah, that kind of looks like a popsicle. They're not even, I need to even them out, but you know, it's kind of like that shape, has a couple of little indents there. I think that's about right. Let me look up a little reference photo here of popsicle. Okay, this reference photo goes like all the way to the end. And then it's kind of squarish along the bottom. I'm going to use this kind of pointer tool just to try and kind of square things out a little bit along the bottom here. All right. I just want to make sure it's nice and smooth because it's a popsicle. It should be nice and smooth. And then I need to figure out a popsicle stick. And this, I think I want to, you know, do the same thing on the other side here too. Let's add our little divots to the other side as well, maybe. And then we'll figure out a popsicle stick. Yeah, I'm just kind of making a couple of like channels in here, and then I'm going to manage to sketch and line art today, lads. Can I get a bog? You're so fancy. Got things done. Who are you drawing? I'm assuming another one of your characters. Well, that's exciting. Turns out I draw faster at 25 brain rot per hour. But the lore! Another icon. It is bolts? What? Oh, I'm assuming that's a name. Your orange disaster, baby. Okay. I like that side better than this side. This side needs to be a little bit deeper, I think. And then we will even it out. Oof. Deeper, but also straight. Okay. All right. pictures. Ooh, those are cool horns. Also, I like the gloves. That seems like maybe an odd thing to point out, but you have like the seams and everything along the sides and stuff, which is just like a really good detail. Thought I heard something. Alright, I just want to smooth this out a little bit and make sure that this is kind of squarish in the bottom. It's very rounded at the moment. Let's not have that. And then let's make sure everything's nice and smooth. And our sides are nice and flat. No, please, like my gloves over time. Originally gonna do hands. You think a lot about hands, but then last minute you had to remember. Oh, she had gloves. It's like such a small detail, but it adds to it. Just the seams and the gloves and everything. I am continually impressed by your art, Jen. Continually impressed by your art. Kind of flatten that out. Flatten this out. Flatten this out. This one's nice and round. Kind of smooth this out. The problem is that I'm, attempting to smooth this out, and then it's also making it wider and stuff, and then I go to like squish it back and it makes it less smooth. Also, there's a cat hair here. There's always a cat hair here though. There we go. I think this is working a little bit better. I'll just hold it. All right. There, that looks like the top of a popsicle, right? It's maybe not the smoothest. I think it's a little bit, I need to make this a little bit more square. This might be a little bit better. But it looks like the top of a popsicle. I need to have a little popsicle stick though, and I think I might have an idea for that. Because I have coffee stirs. You're trying to pep talk yourself to commissions, even just this soft opening, because a lot of people want to pay you for your stuff's so good. Of course they want to pay you for stuff. It's so good. This is not a surprise to me. I'd have to figure out what character I'd want you to draw, but like, I'd be interested in getting commissions at some point. I just have to figure out, like I said, I have to figure out what character. That's the hard part. You might just set up a Google Doc or something. A Google Doc of what? What? I was telling a friend this, and I don't know, it probably applies. Oh, prices. That would be useful. Yeah. If all else fails, it'd be good to just have. Just in case. So I'm trying to... what I was going to say though is I was telling a friend this fairly recently too, and you don't have to take my advice to heart or anything, but like setting up some sort of like limit of how many commissions you take on at a time is useful. Like I've kind of grown mine a little bit, which is a little bit stressful. I still only take 5 like 7-piece set dice set commissions at a time. Let's pull this up. But like if I just let like as many people have commissions at a time as, you know, as wanted it, like it'd be such a mess. I would be so stressed. I can't keep track of a whole bunch of things all at once. I mean, maybe you're better at that than I am. But it's been good, I think, that I've only had 5 commissions at a time. And then, you know, as soon as I finish one, I'll open up another spot. But, you know, it makes it much easier to keep track of the things that I'm working on. And then also, it makes it so that I can get things done in a decent amount of time. You know, I don't have, you know, 20 different people that all want things done, you know, in 2 weeks or whatever. I have more time to actually work on things. And if people, you know, when I get back around to it and be like, hey, I have a spot open again, they're like, oh, sorry, I've already found someone else. It's like, oh, that's fine. Like, that's A-okay. I understand. But, you know, I don't want to start on something that I'm not going to be able to finish. But no, your artwork is very, very good, and I can understand why people want to pay for it. You do really good, like, character stuff. Run into Hey, no running by the pool. Okay, I'm going to stick this in. I'm going to see if this is the right size. And at the very least, might be a little bit too small. I think it needs to be slightly wider popsicle stick, I think. Maybe just slightly larger. Popsicle stick need to be a little bit bigger. Maybe a little bit bigger. It's not terrible. Or I might make the popsicle a little bit smaller. I can make the popsicle a little bit smaller. You're just like thinking about characters, being paid to think about characters visually appeals to you. I could see you doing like character refs and stuff. That seems right up your alley. I think that's not a bad size. I think it's just not centered very well. I don't know. Does that look like the right size for a the popsicle stick? It might be a little bit long, but is like the width the right, or is it a little bit small? You would love it were it not for the fact you like the details. Yeah, doing it fast and stuff is not your style. There we go. Okay, it's not quite as long now. But does it look a little bit, does the stick on that look a little bit too small? Come on, find it. Wow, why won't it find it? That's good now? Alright. Cool. It's not quite centered. I think I could bake this with the little stick in there. Why is it so lumpy on this side? It's so lumpy on this side. I think I could bake it with the little stick in there. I'm debating whether I should take it out. Because it is wood. It's going to be going in the oven. I don't know if that's a great idea. Alright, well, good enough. That's fine. try it with we'll try it with that in there. Hopefully it doesn't catch fire or anything. I should maybe make one more. Let's maybe make one more. We'll see if we can make like a slightly smaller one. Just because I'm hoping that'll fit in the D8, but we'll make something that's a little bit smaller, just in case. Also, I have some leftover clay. That's the real reason I'm going to try making another one, but we're going to try making a little tiny one, a little tiny popsicle. I guess we'll see how small we can go. All right. Luckily, I have more than one thing for trying to make this flat. All right. Yeah, I mean, you're also perfectly valid in keeping your hobbies your hobbies. Like, that is, you know, if you want to just draw because you like drawing, go for it. But you do make really cool stuff, and I can see why other people, you know, want it too. Yeah, I just simply like money and drawing. Yeah, hey, if you know, like I said, I understand why people want to pay you for the things that you're drawing, because they're really cool. So, but also, drawing for money. Commissions can be a lot of work, like brain power and time and stuff, just because, like, there's a lot of back and forth, which I enjoy, but also, you know, takes, and there's a certain amount of, like, I don't know, having good, like, I'm not necessarily the best at, like, communicating with people. Might sound weird. I don't know, I have to, like, psych myself up to message people. I don't know, I guess that seems weird just because I'm streaming and stuff, but, I'm like, you know, there's a certain amount of brain power and stuff that comes with commissions, but they're also rewarding, I think. There's, you know, it's rewarding to be making something that, like, came out of someone's brain. I mean, I guess everything kind of came out of someone's brain, but, like, you know, something that's, commissions are usually of something that people care about, or for, you know, for something that people care about. Like, I did this the wrong direction, that's okay. Like, for like the dice, you know, sometimes I'm making things for, like, a character that someone cares about, or I had said recently that was, like, you know, someone had moved and wanted dice that kind of, like, reminded them of home. Like, people get commissions because they care about something and they want something to, like, either immortalize that, or, you know, there's also commissions where people are just like, hey, I really like this person's art and I want to have my own of this person's art. But there's a certain amount of, like, I don't know, it's rewarding, I guess, to be able to give someone something that means something to them. They can be very rewarding. Or also just be able to, I talked about this before, like, I can't really draw very well. I can paint, I feel like, but I can't really draw very well. But you know, I'll have ideas in my head of what I want something to look like, and then I can't put it to on the paper. But being able to be that for someone where they have an idea in their head, and they can't put it on paper, or, you know, in my case, they can't make their own dice, and being able to, like, accomplish that for them is just really rewarding. You know, it's just, there's something nice about that. Being the person that took the idea out of someone's brain and made it a reality. There's something rewarding about that. Okay, let me try making. Yeah, exactly. There's a certain amount of reward that comes with drawing other people's characters. That, yeah. This does not look like a popsicle at all. Just a second here. Try to make this thinner. Just a moment here. It's very small already. I'm hoping I do not, like, cut myself live on stream. That would be kind of sad. That's going in your terms of service. I mean, I feel like it's good to, you know, give them a warning up front, doesn't it? All characters must be single. This does not look like a popsicle shape. Okay. It's just like not quite flat enough. I think I just squished it too much. Fair, fair. All right. You know, you gotta respect people's boundaries and, you know, consent and all that. But also all of the hot ladies, yeah. Ah, the single ladies. Ah, the single ladies. Alright, I think this is maybe a little bit more popsicle shaped. Let's see if I can get this to work now. I completely smushed this. Let's let me try get this in the correct shape with the popsicle stick in there, maybe. That might be a little bit easier. Alright, I made an even smaller popsicle. Even smaller popsicle. It's maybe not quite as good, but you know, if the larger one doesn't fit, then that one might work. All right, last thing that we're gonna make. Oh, look, a piece of resin. All right, is I want to make some purple octopuses, octopi. Yeah. I also found sparkly blue clay upstairs in my container thing. Like it's straight up, it has glitter in it. Look, it has glitter in it, which is kind of fun. I don't know if I'm going to use it. I just thought that was fun and I brought it down. I'm not quite sure what purple exactly we want to do. This might be a good purple. I might want to go a little bit more like purple. That's an option. I was thinking I might try mixing. I really don't have like a good saturated purple, I realized. I'm going to try making some of my own. This is a little bit more pink, so let's try mixing some of this with some of this blue. See if we can get a nice, like... actually, let's try mixing that with some of this pink. I have more of this, I think. Let's see if we can get a nice bright purple. But yeah, you should, I mean, if you're thinking of doing commissions, I mean, I feel like the first step should be to figure out some sort of price sheet at the very least. Figure out how much you're gonna charge and stuff. Have you thought of just selling prints too? Like, 'cause you make cool art. I could see you doing, you could, you know, set up like an Etsy or something with just nice prints or something. I guess I don't know how interested people would be in like original characters that aren't theirs, but I don't know. Okay, very different market. I don't know anything about that side of things. I just do dice. And there is something rewarding about doing commissions and stuff too. But yeah, figuring out prices makes sense. I have to, ooh, look at that. That's kind of fun. I like all the colors together. Look at all those pretty colors. All the pretty colors together. The custom experience, yeah. Like I said, it's just, you know, more work and stuff. But it is rewarding. I like doing commissions too. I've been doing a lot of commissions, which is good, but also like, oh, actually I need to add these ones to my Word document. I have a Word document that has all of the commissions that I have done and am working on with like all of the information about them. Ooh. Just so that I have everything in one spot. This is very stiff. And I need to actually add this set. This is going to be a set of D6s that have little octopuses in them, little octopi. But I just got the order for this yesterday? It's either today or yesterday, I don't remember. Oh, I should plug my phone in. I have it sitting over here. I should plug that in. There we go. Now it's plugged in. These are going to go in D6s, so I should make sure that I am making them small enough to go in a D6. Might pull out a D6. I think we decided on the ones with the pips, but I don't remember. I think they're the same size, though. The one with pips is maybe slightly smaller, so I'm going to pull that one out. So it's better safe than sorry. This is very blue. I might add a little bit more pink to this. It is kind of purplish, but I don't know that I'd call that purple, so let's add some more pink. Let's see if I can, I'll probably overdo it on the pink, so let's not add a ton. Some of the colors are like more pigmented than others, so it's hard to tell, you know, how much is going to be too much. If I'm not super familiar with the, nope, I need more. Super familiar with the specific clay. It's the same with paints. Like, I know with my paints that like certain, like this red is very, very strong compared to like this black, which isn't very strong at all, or, you know, something like that. I'm just trying to get a good, bright, but darker purple than this. But we might end up going with that purple. It's not a bad purple. Or I might hold off on making the octopus for tonight. I might actually message the person and find out what color purple they want. I might send them some pictures with some options. So we'll mix up a purple at least. And then that might be it for the night. We have been streaming for 3.5 hours, so it's definitely, you know, more purple than this blue. I kind of like this actually. I think let me let's save some of this, and then I'm gonna mix some of it with a little bit more. See, that's like just purple. Alright, we're gonna save that as an option. It's a lot more blue. I'm gonna take this and mix it with some more pink. We're just mixing colors now at this point. Sorry, I'm still thinking about like what character I would want a commission of. If I'm gonna commission someone, it's probably gonna be you. Like, I really like your art style. Also, I feel like I kind of know you a little bit. Like, we don't really know each other, but like, I do keep flattering you. I still really like your art. It's all really good. You have such a good use of lighting and everything. You're good at the little details. But I'm familiar with your work and everything. It's like, oh, well, I know that I like her stuff. This is getting, actually, that's kind of not a bad purple. It's a little bit more, actually, that's kind of a good purple. Well, let's pull some of that off. And let's add a little bit more pink to this and see where we go. I'm just trying to give some options here. But no, I would have to think of what character I want to get drawn. I don't know, I guess it depends on what I end up doing going forwards to a certain extent. Because I'm not playing in a D&D campaign at the moment. But I don't know, if I get back into D&D, maybe something there. If I do end up doing a whole bunch of Minecraft stuff, maybe my Minecraft character. But, you know, it depends on what I'm gonna do, I guess. What characters are gonna be important to me. That could use probably some more, but I feel like that's a good purple. This is almost too much in between, maybe. Let's add a little bit more of the pink. I guess it wouldn't necessarily, I don't know. Sorry, I'm thinking characters now. Like, I have D&D characters that, like, I have, like, a warlock that I really want to play, but I haven't gotten around to playing him yet. It's like, I don't know, if that's ever gonna happen. So, it's just like, I don't know if I should get art of him, even though I have all sorts of ideas for him. That's a good purple right there. I think that one's almost too close. I think I don't need this middle one. It's almost like too much of a step in between. But I'll keep the kind of bluish one. I'll keep this nice purplish one. Actually, I'll add a little bit more of this one. Just a good amount. You have lots of characters to decide from. Okay, but you have a ton of characters. You just have 4 to 5 total that you actively care about a lot, and 20 plus that exist. I do not see the other characters, yeah. Let's add a whole bunch of pink to this one and see where this takes us. I guess, I don't know, I don't really have a lot of like OCs that I super care about. That sounds like kind of bad, I guess, to a certain extent, but I don't know, I haven't put a lot of like time and energy into like my own characters at this point. I think maybe if I did something like long term with one, I would have a lot more, everyone brain rusts differently. Yeah. I mean, I have lots of like I had a whole idea for like a book at one point. Like I have all sorts of characters there, but I also, that whole thing started because of some friends, so I kind of picture them as people I know, which would be a little bit weird. The series of characters you're doing, technically not even yours. This isn't even getting like any more purple. I think this is just kind of, this is just going to be kind of the color now. Diamonds dark? What? Alright, I think... Okay, I'm going to... Oh, name the squad. I was like, I'm assuming this is something specific about these characters, but I don't know what. Okay, so we've got that purple. We'll go for like the blue purple. We've got kind of our pinkish purple. We'll add a little more pink to this as well. Oops, let me not throw everything. Oh yeah, I haven't read through all of it. I think I was in the middle of something when you posted all of your cool lore, and so I just never got back around to reading it all. I'm happy that you like posted it all though. If that makes sense. It's like I haven't gotten around to reading it, but also it makes me very happy with like how much information there is. It's just like it's exciting, like it's exciting to know that there's all that lore. Maybe that sounds a little weird. It's true, it is searchable if I want to go back and read it. Ah. It does make it easy. Alright. I'm just kind of grabbing some different options here. I'm going to send the person that asked for these some options on colors. And I'm just going to have this. I'll have this lighter. That's more pink. That's more pink than purple. But we've got some different purple colors. It looked kind of blue on the camera there. But I mean, I feel like there's something satisfying about that. Just something satisfying about it does look more blue on camera than it does in real life, but I don't know, just kind of the ombre almost of things. I feel like I need something that's a little bit more blue, but it's in the same sort of idea as that. I don't know. Alright. Well, I think I'm going to take a photo of that and send it to the person. and find out what they want. So I'm gonna hold off on making the octopi for now. I'll do those a little bit later, and I'm sure we'll end up making those dice on camera one way or another. So even purple, my beloved, I really like purple. I do a lot of things that are purple, but also blue and pink and teal. But anyways, I think I'm gonna wrap things up for tonight. Just like as a reminder, here's kind of what we worked on. We made some hands, made some little blackberries and some little blackberry popsicles. Ooh, sorry, there we go. So I'm gonna get these all cooked up. I need to make, a couple more hands. I need like 2 more hands. They take so long. And then I'll get these all cooked up and ready to go. But I think we're pretty much done for the night. What is today? Today is Wednesday. Okay, so I'll be back on Saturday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're gonna work on Jen's dice. Actually, I got the stuff in for those, including I got pigments for those, but I also got the Glowless Glow powder, so we might mess around with that a little bit too, which it really glows. So yeah, we'll mess around with that on Saturday, make some dice. But thanks everybody for stopping by. I'm glad you could all make it, and hopefully I can see you guys on Saturday too. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye!